Good evening, Europe, and welcome into the Unite Fight Club by INGAGE GG. I'm Spartan Tano, and right next to me is the incredible Lobo. How are you doing today, buddy?
Buddy, I am doing absolutely fantastic because you know what it is? It is fight night, baby! It is 5 a.m. in the morning here, but nothing gets me more alive and excited than getting to watch some Pokemon Unite with my bestest buddy from across the world. But, buddy, this is an exciting because Unite has changed. And for me, it has definitely changed for the better, but we'll get into it because it is the Unite Fight Club. We got 3 incredible matches coming up for you guys. This is, I believe, what we like to call the open qualifiers. Everybody is signing up on the website. I believe it is called Unite Plays. I believe. Let me get that up for you guys so I can make sure that I have it right now. It is playunite.pro if you guys want to sign up to the Fight Club. All the teams, all the players, they're all signing up. Even Tano and I signed up as well, but we ain't going to be fighting. We're going to be fighting behind here, the caster's desk. But they're going to get the data. There's going to be some ranking. There's going to be some statistics. There's going to be some prizes. There's going to be some awards. Mate, we just got a whole lot of craziness going on right now.
That we do, mate. The website looks incredible. I've been very impressed with what the website looks like. I recommend everybody that's interested in playing Pokemon Unite or just keeping sort of up to date with what's going on in the Unite Fight Club to go and check that out because it is incredible. But we're here for the open qualifier, buddy. We've had plenty of teams fighting it out in the fight night, and we decided we need people to come and have the opportunity to compete themselves with a brand new map, Lobo. That's the biggest thing. It's Groudon now. So it's a brand new map. It's got completely changed, and Groudon is on the field. No Rayquaza anymore. So everybody is having to learn these rotations completely fresh.
I mean, it's so exciting the way the new map is working right now. It is not like Rayquaza. It's not. Altaria spawning a lot more experience on the map, Tano, which means there's a lot more to fight for, which means for us casters, it's going to be even more fun for us to deal with. But alongside all of these new changes, what never changes is the gimmick that we've got going on for the Unite Fight Club. I say gimmick, it's not a gimmick. It is a way of life, and that is the Fearless Draft. We have a graphic that we're going to get up on screen for you guys, but essentially, Tano, I want to take them through what Fearless Draft means for the people.
Yep, let's have a nosy, buddy. Fearless Draft. Everybody loves it. I love it. One of my favorite. We're getting the graphic up right now. There we go. I predicted it, bro. This is the Fearless Draft rule. So basically, I know this is best of 5, but today's matches are going to be best of 3. And it means that the Pokemon that you picked in that game, you are no longer able to use for the rest of that set. So as you can see, all the Pokemon that we used in match 1 for each team are no longer allowed to be used for match 2. And then the ones in match 2 means that match 1 and match 2 Pokemon can't be used in match 3. Ultimately, it means that today, if we do have a third game, there will be 15 Pokemon that each team can't play. That's 30 Pokemon in total, Lobo.
I mean, that's a crazy amount of Pokemon. We talk about it every single time that we see the Fearless Draft. The Fearless Draft is loved. It's hated. People like it. They don't like it. They want to play meta. They don't want to play meta. They want to see something new. They don't want to see something new. Who knows what we're going to see going into Fearless Draft come around. But it gives us a lot of fun to work with, buddy. But now, as we've explained the Fearless Draft, can't use the same Pokemon twice. Can't use the same Pokemon again. However, the bans can stay the same, which we have seen in previous tournaments. Now, the main thing that we got to go over before we get into the next game, before we get into the first game, sorry, is the patch notes for the Celestial Rumble. I believe it is called. Tana, let's have a look at some of these changes that we've got for these patch notes.
Yeah, we will get it brought up on the screen right now, buddy. A lot of changes, some very exciting, some a little bit ridiculous. I do love this graphic as well, but the biggest one for me, of course, Venusaur has just been the absolute king of this new Fire Sky Ruins, and will probably be banned quite a bit tonight. But Tinkaton is the biggest one for me, buddy. A lot of changes. We've been seeing more people playing it, and thank God, because this poor Pokemon wasn't even looked at for so long.
I mean, between Tinkaton and Felix, I feel like Tinkaton has come out on top. But again, the nerfs coming out to Charizard, the buffs coming out to a little bit of Inteleon. So we might be seeing a little bit more parkouriness coming out from the Sniper Boy, 007. Zacian also getting a tiny little bit of a nerf. Armarouge getting that buff. Latios has received a little bit of a nerf, but also probably one of the winners out of this patch right now, Tano, has got to be Venusaur. That Solar Beam is doing an incredible amount of damage going forward, but that's not the only thing that got buffed, because we can now see 2 Mewtwo's on the same team with the implementation of the new Mega items.
Bro, I thought 1 was enough. Never mind 2 on the field as well. It is crazy, and we've seen it. We have seen people using both Mewtwo X a little bit more for just that pulling ability, pull people towards your team to get the melee out. Mewtwo Y has been for a long time one of the only ranged attackers that still does decent in this meta, so no wonder we do see both of them on the same team. But what I haven't seen, so Groudon came out on Thursday, I believe, buddy. I have casted, I think, 5 different events since then, and I have not seen Charizard once on Fire Sky Ruins in all of those events, which makes no sense to me. Yes, it's been nerfed, but the one thing you use that Pokemon for, mate, is that Unite move. The Unite move wasn't touched. The cooldown is so low. Why do we not see Charizard used anymore?
I have to like agree, man. Like the flamethrower fire blast that you can see has been nerfed as well. That was Charizard's main kit to be used. It's damage over time for Charizard that was making it such a useful Pokemon. However, it's kind of now back into that same place where it was. A Unite move might not be enough to carry you through this current meta where we're currently seeing 75 plus Pokemon with the addition of Pawmi. We do have to let you guys know that Pawmi is going to be banned out for today. However, because of the Groudon patch, Groudon is still not available to be played in tournament mode. So us here in the grassroots scenes have to make do. We got to make a lemonade out of lemons. So we're going to be going through customs mode, which means not all of the items are going to be leveled up. The emblems are going to be turned on, and they can only play with the licenses that they currently have. It's a small little adjustment that we got to do for these patches coming through, Tana, but it is definitely something that we are definitely keen for. But enough yapping along the way. We got our first game. Tell the people who we are watching first.
It's going to be BH3 Esports versus Gorilla Tactic here. So interesting, this BH3 Esports team, they are back, buddy, and they are raring to go with an exciting roster on the field as well. We're already 2 minutes into this game, which is ridiculous. The Regidrago literally about to come on in.
I mean, we yapped just a little bit too much in that one, so we wanted to make sure that we see exactly what's going on. These players don't want to wait. Dodria inside that central lane, having a blue buff already, but now we're going to see our first sign of Regidrago, and the buffs to Regidrago, it had to be nerfed straight away. As you can see, it does provide global experience, but only one person on the team, and that's the person that got the KO on Regidrago, is the person that is going to take that buff.
So 720's about to come on in right now. BH3 are the ones in the lead. They seem to be dominating the early game so far. Gorilla trying to see if they can find something down here, but a dive in on the side of the Umbreon. The Snarl is going to disrupt all the plans that Gorilla had there. Luckily, the Darkrai does manage to find a little bit of that farm, but BH3 are dominant down here.
I mean, it is a good work. There's that stored power coming out from Espeon as well. We haven't had a chance to go over the team so far. Hooper, Leafeon, Dojo, Blaziken, and Umbreon. Double speedsters on the side of the age of 3. Onto the side of Gorilla Tactics. We are seeing Darkrai for the first time coming through alongside that wall that is Mousewell with a safeguard. Blissey looks like Leafeon's going to manage to take that Reggie Steel away from the side of Gorilla Tactics. They're going to try and go for the double up EH3. Beautiful secure with both Leafeon and Blaziken.
Ooh, looking to see if they can find the Pillar Swine as well, but the thick fat and the focus band is going to keep them healthy, buddy, as Darkrai puts them to sleep. Are they going to get away with 1 HP in a dream? Oh, they do go down, but Darkrai goes down for their efforts, and there goes Pillar Swine. The Lecky goes in, unable to stop it, unfortunately, so that is going to be a good score for BH3 here, and they're going to rain into this T2 pad as well.
I mean, the scoring in this new map, even though we're still on Thea Sky Ruins, it is a little bit differently. Those pads are going to get broken a lot more often, a lot more recently. It's going to be very, very interesting to watch to see how it goes, because we've already got 185 to 11 going on through, and we're only at that 6-minute mark. High scoring game starting off.
High scoring game indeed, 185 to 11 at the moment. BH3 are currently in the lead comfortably as we're about to hit the mid game here. They grab all of this farm in the top side. Gorilla look like they want to push this. Metal Claw Zacian coming on through, manages to steal away a little bit of experience, but BH3 continue to score down in this T2, but that's where the Regieleki is, remember, so now they've broken it and given themselves a win condition.
I mean, the Hooper has decided to come on bound. Blissey is going to use that Blissey to try and push onto this. Gorilla Tactics is going to try and push BH3 off of this map. Hooper gets a nice start, a 3 KO streak coming out from Leafeon. BH3 doing a fantastic job surviving, and now they're going to crash into that tier 1.
Wow, this is just absolute control for BH3 Esports here, buddy. We've got the objectives about to come on in. Gorilla Tactics look like they want to approach that top side, looking for that Reggie roundabout to come through and see what objective they want to go for. But BH3, they've got all control of this Thea Sky Ruins, buddy. As we have a look at their roster while we've got a minute, Rezu, Sazero, Yutao, Megu, Kranix. Every single player people will recognize, and they are dominant, especially from this past UCS season.
I mean, we did see, I do believe we saw an announcement of this on Twitter that they had a new look roster coming through, and they're putting on a show right now as they go. Umbreon gets a pick, a quick KO as Darkrai tries to go with a Nightmare, but KO'd by Blaziken as they actually take out each other. Those Darkrai Nightmare shots after they get the sleep, I do believe it's the Dark Void. Once you get the sleep on to your opponent and then you hit them with a boosted aura, then the rest of the stacks come through with Darkrai. So they're able to take out Blaziken there, and it picks up another KO on Leafeon before it manages to make it out to the Hooper portal.
Going to be able to grab the Regieleki here uncontested. That is not what you want to see if you are Gorilla Tactics. They did try and take it before the 4-minute mark, but unfortunately they didn't. So that is not going to be a win condition, although it looks like it is going to get close to the home pad. A 40 dunk is going to go on into this T2 as well. All Gorilla can do is push their own points in. They're currently 400 points behind here. They do take down Darkrai. Unfortunately, they can't break through the wall. That is Umbreon and Blaziken. The Hoopers let the rings unbound. Blissey looks like they're going to go down. Assistance comes through, but it's not good enough, Lobo. BH3 has annihilated Gorilla's approach.
I mean, with 3 level 13s on the board, as well as 2 level 11s with your defender and your supporter, that open pad, that open central lane, and luckily there's no more Regielekis that are going to go right on in. But here's the trick now, because they're close to 400 points, this is a situation that we're going to see a lot coming through now with Groudon, because you can be interrupted with the scores kind of. There's no score shield, it's just a flat outright buff, and if you get KO'd, the other team takes that. So now, instead of taking Rayquaza, instead of going and scoring, it's now a waiting game. You either go and defend, you go and attack. You have to choose how to be aggressive, and BH3 decided to go ahead and be aggressive. Be aggressive with a beautiful Emerald 2-step coming out. That just eviscerated that Darkrai, but it was a late Emerald 2-step.
It's just a fact that no matter what area of this game you look at, BH3 have control of it. Dodrio scoring in the home pad whilst they're getting KO'd on the side of Guerrilla Tactics here, looking to see if they can catch them, but unfortunately they can't just yet. Do manage to put them to sleep. No, they don't. And the dash on over. They may have bitten a little bit more than they can chew. Triple Trample's going to come through 10 seconds early. There's the Psychic Solaire. They've pulled out a decent Unite move in this team fight already just to take down the Dodrio. And look where Leafeon is. We know how this game goes, Lobo. If you have a 500-point lead at the end of this game, even if you get that final objective, it's nearly impossible to come back from, and that's the approach that BH3 is taking here. Bliss Assistance is going to come on, try and explode the Umbreon, but unfortunately Moonlight Branch comes through, and BH3 Esports has ripped down Guerrilla Tactics frontline. They take down the Espeon, and that is going to be game 1 over to BH3.
I mean, that was a showcase of just how powerful BH3 is with their new look roster. We know the players, we know what they are capable. They have represented on that world stage before. Guerrilla Tactics have to come back into this somehow, because this is now a best of 3 going forward with our new look open qualifiers. But as we go, BH3 still looking to make a statement. They've got that Groudon buff, as you can see, just taking as much as they can to try and get these points in. Now, with just 1 minute to go, they're just going to fight it out on these home pads, Tano, because Guerrilla Tactics now have to go back to the lab again. They have to try and figure out a solution. But this is where Fearless Draft comes into play, because the BH3 can't use any of the Pokemon that they chose in this vibe in the next game.
Which is the pivotal point, buddy. I mean, we've talked about BH3. They've got the Thousand Island dressing score here. But let's talk about Guerrilla Tactics, okay? We've got Tibby, we've got Jimmy-Do, we've got Kree again, Cherry King, and Revenge. They are all well-seasoned players. They've been competing in the EUL. They've been competing in the Unite Fight Club. So they are a solid set of players that are comfortable with each other. Now, they have to bounce back from this, but just peek the kind of Pokemon that they've got on their side. But they look at the amount of carry Pokemon that BH3 have in this first game. You've got the Umbreon that you can't use, Blaziken you can't use now, Dodrio, Leafeon, Hooper, Lobo that BH3 can't use in game 2. They've kind of pulled out a lot of cards here in this first game. So we're going to have to see what they want to do in this second game to continue with this aggression and this lead.
Look, it was a great showing for BH3, especially when they are, you know, some of the top players that we have in the EU region right now. They have shown up, but now they're putting together what they feel is a very, very strong team, and they're going for it. You know, again, Leafeon getting that 14 KO. We got Kranix with the 9 KOs on the Blaziken. Just the 2 speedster comp. Definitely hard, especially for a Pokemon like Zacian and Darkrai to deal with. Darkrai does rely on that double hit to try and hit you. You have to hit that sleep first before you can then do a boosted to try and get those extra KOs coming in from the Dark Void stacks. But then Mamoswine also going to have trouble trying to really put anything on. Ice Fang's such a good move to redirect your opponent and try and do anything there. But again, Mamoswine just caught out, just not able to catch those very, very fast speedsters.
Yeah, they're not easy to try and catch, to be fair. I mean, Kree is a fantastic defender player, but it's a Leafeon and a Dodrio on this new map, and this is what it's all about, Lobo. There's so much more experience now, especially in that top lane, that these speedsters, they were already incredibly good at their power spikes in the early game, buddy. They're even worse now. It's incredible, and Dodrio and Leafeon are 2 of the speedsters that have really showcased how much easier it is to snowball with this new map. So at least Guerrilla Tactics can look at it as that is no longer a playable combo here for BH3, so they're going to have to shake it up in this game.
I just want to talk to you about something real quick, Tana, because this is something I have not seen yet, but there are 3 bans down the bottom.
Have you not seen the free ban system yet?
This is my first attempt at casting the new Groudon map. So this is probably something that my great senpai Tano is gonna have to show me. So I'm pretty excited to see what we can. So tell me, buddy, what's going on with the ban system? There were 3 bans that were used there, and that again, that's 6 Pokemon eliminated off the map, especially now in this fearless draft kind of scenario that we've got going. It's going to be a problem to deal with. But for the people that don't know, and specifically me that don't know, I didn't do my homework. Tell me, explain to me the 3 ban system.
It is like 4 a.m. for you, so I'll let you off, bro. It is ridiculously early.
It's very early.
So this ban system, yes, so 6 bans, but not necessarily 6 bans. So it is a blind ban system, which means that all of you as a 5 will vote on the Pokemon that you want to ban, and the opposite team will have no idea what you're banning. You'll have no idea what they're banning. So it is very common for you both to end up banning the same Pokemon, which means that you won't have those full 6 bans. We see Suicune banned by both teams majority of the time, mate. So you end up with 5 bans or 4 bans because of the fact that you get those double bans. I think it needs changing for tournament mode. I think in ranked, that's absolutely fine. But I think in a competitive tournament setting, they need to change it. I think it shouldn't be blind. I think one team should take the first ban, and then the second team takes 2 bans, and then 2 bans, and then 1 ban. It should be done that way. But it does mean, and it's a positive, because we're going forward in the state of Pokemon Unite. The devs have listened. They recognize we need more Pokemon bans because there's more Pokemon being added. But it does depend on the votes and how it goes. And we didn't get a chance to see it here, but there you go. As an example, Snorlax banned out on both sides.
I mean, Snorlax is interesting, but also Lazio's still going to be banned, even though the nerf did come through. Hooper's going to be banned as well, alongside Intella. And, you know, Rezu's on that team for the side of BH3. Definitely don't want to give them any kind of Inteleon to play. But BH3 going to go double all-rounder this time, whereas they went double speedster before with Lucario and Urshifu coming through. And looking at that item set, Natsuwara... oh, my God. Why do they always pick names that I can't say? Natsusawa is going to go with the Water Bear. Almost a pseudo speedster with this one. Charikin going to get access to that Alolan Raichu, which we know they have done quite well on before. Ravage is going to pick up the Eldegoss, and you and I have always loved seeing an Eldegoss, and we've got a Mew being picked up as well.
Oh, Chowry King, I love them as a player, buddy, but that Alolan Raichu is ugly. Although it is very good in the game, so it's understandable to pick it up here. And Gmadu looks like they might be entertaining the idea of a speedster. Note, going back here to the ranged attackers, a Greninja would be interesting. It looks like they're going to go for the strong front line with a lot of damage in that backside, buddy. I like this approach from Guerrilla Tactics, because looking at BH3 here, yeah, Kranix has got the Mamoswine, and Blissey's very tanky as well, but that's going to be a Water Bear, right? Look at those held items, buddy. I think that's going to be a Water Bear.
100% that's going to be a Water Bear, and if that's a safeguard Blissey, that's even more of a problem for, again, you're relying on Kree right now to really do a lot of the heavy lifting. You got to rely on Tibby as well on that Bosworth to make sure that they win that all-rounder fight between Lucario. John Madua is not going to be able to do too much defending, but Chari King could be jumped on because Water Bear is so good at bypassing those front lines. And what you can do as well to bypass the front lines of that stomach or gut that you're trying to lose is use our code for HelloFresh, because they are the sponsor of the Unite Fight Club. You can see the lovely slogan that we've got there, the lovely little thing. You get 10 free meals with our code for HelloFresh, as well as add-ons for life. So if you want to bypass your weight goals this season, please use our code and join us at HelloFresh.
Best one you've done yet, bro. Out of the park with that one. We're getting this game ready to go. BH3 currently have 1 game in the bag, and now Guerrilla Tactics, it's match point, buddy. This is best of 3. We're used to best of 5s here on the Unite Fight Club, but this is best of 3. It's all or nothing time for Guerrilla Tactics.
I mean, it is a new way to go. However, nobody moving right now. Something seems to be going on. I believe there's a pause, there's a Sableye in our system. All the players just don't want to move. I don't know what's going on right now, but they seem to be having fun on pad. I guess we can bring it back to us at the caster's desk while we try and get this stuff sorted out, because we're gonna have to go through a redraft for this one. But you know what? It happens. It happens. We get excited. We get overwhelmed. And the Sableyes, they take advantage of that, buddy. Then they just want to get into our system. But I guess whilst we take a little bit of time to sort out what kind of mischief the Gremlins are going up to, let's talk about some of the changes that we've got going on the map right now. I'll start off with probably the most obvious one. There's only one Bunnelby instead of two going out throughout the early laning phase. It's super important. Usually we're used to 1-1 and then 2. However, now it's just 1-1-1 all the way to the top. And instead, we now have the two Bunnelbys spawning in the middle grasses, where they're on the, I do believe, on the bottom side of the map. They're on the bottom side. And when you go to the top lane, they're going to be on the top side of the map towards where the Reggie pit is going to be. So that's our first major change. How do you feel about the reorganizing of the Bunnelbys, my friend?
I think it's interesting because it really has meant that people have had to relearn how to take their approach on this map, buddy. And I like that. I think the changes they've brought in are brilliant. I'm just having a nosy at my cheat map here on the timings and where things are going to be. And it is quite interesting. We have a new Bunnelby that's at the top of the, at 9-10, spawns into that sort of where the Regieleki used to be. So you've got extra farm coming up in that top lane, especially with the Natus coming in as well. Different rotations here at the bottom. It's very interesting because, as we've already mentioned, there's so much more experience on the field now, Lobo. These speedsters are having an absolute field day. And those Natus at 9 o'clock that come on up, I'm not sure whether it's even worth having a fight over those. And I've seen some teams not even putting the effort in. It's 3 Natus. It's 1 point each. Not a great load of experience. Do you really want to go to that without your full team, or try and break out a fight a whole minute before Regidrago is there?
Well, it's interesting because, again, we talk about the 9 minutes, right? So usually your central laners are slowly just coming out of the lane right now. So you either take both buffs, you go into the middle Natu, and then you go up to where you have to go. So they're kind of trying to make the central laners fight each other for that Natu experience. However, if you do want your central laners to fight for that Natu experience and just leave your laners to fight for the Altarias, you should have just put Altarias in there at 9 minutes, right? You should just put Altarias in there at 9 minutes. Central laners go up, they take the Altarias, and then they have to make a decision whether their central laners get knocked out, because now you've got an even more important decision to make. Central laners come out at different strengths. That's just a given. So which one are you going to prioritize? You're going to prioritize getting knocked out? Are you going to prioritize, getting the experience? You're going to prioritize helping your teammates? There is so much more decision making to be made on this map, and I love it. And I guess the main thing we have to talk about as well, Tano, on this map, the repositioning of the Reggies.
So and we've tried to do a lot of scientific research, chat. We spent an entire production trying to work out if you could tell where the Regieleki was going to spawn, which Reggie was going to spawn, what lane they were going to spawn in. Does it relate to Regidrago, the way that it walks, where it was secured? Is it top lane? Is it bottom lane? So much research went on. And our conclusion is it's completely random. You've got absolutely no way of telling as far as we're aware. So, yeah, you don't know if Regieleki is going to be in the bottom path or the top path. What you do know is once it spawns in, that is where it will be for the entirety of the game. So you know if Regieleki spawns in the bottom side, they're the goals you want to break if you want to get that Regieleki going into the home pad. Same with the top side. So it's just one of those where you learn as you go and adjust as things work out.
I mean, we have sorted out the Sableyes in our system as well. The drafts are pretty much the same. We've just gone straight back into the redraft. No, they've all been sorted. So let's have a look. However, Inteleon has been picked up. So Inteleon was let through. Chariking, instead of the Alolan Raichu, has actually gone through. So not a complete redraft, Hannah.
Well, I mean, I am very happy, although, wait on, I might be getting some... one of the players may be messaging me saying, please reset the game. So we might continue to be having issues here, bro. I will let production know about that. But yeah, so we'll have to see if this continues to go on. So they meant to switch to Raichu, but they were unable to switch to Raichu. I think Chari might be on a Switch 1, bro, and has had that classic lag that we've all had many a times.
I mean, I feel like we've heard about some lobby bugs at the moment. So, things are just going a little bit haywire because, like I mentioned, we are in custom mode. So, again, these players aren't going to be moving. Hopefully, production can send us back to the caster's desk. I mean, unless you guys just want to watch Kranix walk around the map on a Lucario, or you can look at our lovely faces. But yeah, we're gonna have to reset that map because Cherry King was supposed to be on a Raichu. Unfortunately, these are the teething issues that we get, and customs, it does seem like it is going to be a problem, you know, especially with the new map. We don't have access to tournament mode. We don't have access to Groudon with inside tournament mode just yet. So we are going to bring it back and do another reset of the lobby. Mate, how many bugs can we get? Like, sometimes things go really well with Pokemon Unite, but then sometimes just they stay the same. They stay the way they stay.
Well, bro, something is rather fishy, but you know what is also very fishy? The fresh fish that you can get in your HelloFresh meal box. If you claim our code, it's on there. It's POGFA16260 for you to get 10 free meals and free add-ons for life. Mate, we're getting even better with these, bro.
I mean, come on. Like, come on. I don't think you guys understand how much mental gymnastics we have to do to find a way to put that in, but we love doing it every single time. The Unite Fight Club is something new. It's something interesting that INGAGE is trying out to raise the player profiles going into next season. We have incredible pros that are also part of a lot of these teams. We've got newer players, newer teams coming in as well. However, if you guys want to follow everything that is being done here at the Unite Fight Club, there is a website that you guys can go to. I believe the moderators will put that in chat. It is playunite.pro. You can sign up, you can see the ratings, you can see the teams, you can see the rosters, you can see the tournaments, you can see the brackets, you can see down the line what every player is going to be graded as well. It's going to be done by a professional panel. It's not to talk down, it's not to do anything like that. It is to give players an absolute grading so that we can actually understand where the region is sitting at the current moment. You know, it's always a fun idea when you think about it. Tana, you and I are big fans of football. I mean, when you think about Ultimate Club, players getting ranked, players getting everything like that. I can't wait for the Pokemon Unite trading cards. I mean, can we get a trading card of Cherry King and John Mardua as well as the members of BH3? I'd love to do that, wouldn't I?
Yeah, I mean, the Fantasy League is going to be exciting itself.
Yeah.
Like, keep an eye out for that chat. But the whole point of it and the whole reason Unite Fight Club is a thing is to make yourself as a player approachable and signable by not only teams but organizations. That's what it's all about, mate, because hey, we've got leagues for Pokemon Unite now. It's no longer done the way it used to be dealt with these qualifiers and all that kind of stuff. It is a league, which means we will have more interest from organizations and sponsors to pick up teams and look to build up Pokemon Unite as an esports. And the best way that you can help with that is by building your portfolio as a player. And the best way to do that is have a nosy at this website. You can do everything you could possibly want to show an organization or show a team what you're capable of, your actual stats and how you play, and give yourself quantifiable facts that you can throw at someone and be like, I am this good of a player. Check out the website. It's uniteplay.pro. It's an incredible website. You can upload your profile pictures, your regions, register your roster. Obviously, every time you participate in USC, you are building your data on how you performed, and that will also give you a grading as we get our panel involved in doing that. Register to tournaments, climb the leaderboards. Players can also win awards. That's right, awards that will be reflected on the website. And of course, you'll see your match stats and your histories in quite a lot of detail. We've had a nosy, haven't we, Lobo? And it looks absolutely incredible, mate.
Look, if we're getting information about these players that we wouldn't have even seen before, we're getting their names, we're getting their ages, just understanding how young or how old someone is when they're playing this game. There's no limit to this game. Uploading your profile so that we get to know your personality. Uploading team logos is exactly what we want to see, so we can build that when you're on stream. We see your team logo that you built yourself. All that kind of stuff. And again, it's a nice website, man. It's a very, very nice website. And even for today, we've got our open qualifiers coming up as well. You can see all of that. You can see the teams registered, and also we've got free agents. There's free agents in Pokemon Unite, so you can go ahead and find yourself a free agent that you like, but we're still waiting for this game to pop up. I believe we are almost ready to go through. We'll go through all of that kind of stuff before, but also what is great about the website in conjunction with the Unite Fight Club and the streams that we're doing is that fearless draft that we're going to go. But no more yapping for us. We're going to head right on in, Tana. We got Urshifu heading into the central lane, because of course, where else we can send Urshifu? Furuki looks like it might take central lane for the side of Guerrilla Tactics, with Umbreon and Eldegoss taking that top side.
Uncontested in the central area as well. Urshifu usually expects somebody to come and steal something away from them, but of course you haven't got the Pokemons to do that here on the side of Guerrilla Tactics. You've got to try and take your own farm and see if you can find a quick KO here. Kree again, huge amount of damage, has to use that eject to get themselves out of there onto their own pad.
I mean, Chariking is surviving. Kree does a brilliant job surviving, but there's that extra Bunnelby that we talked about with the extra experience. There's so much to fight for right now. As inside, we turn our attention to the top side. Brigadier is going to head to central lane, as Urshifu is also going to come to that top lane as well. I noticed that we are seeing still a prioritization of that top lane, Tana, right now, with both central lanes wanting to go there, but Urshifu also going, I think, no, everyone's just going to avoid the Natus. But nothing is going to stop Urshifu from raining down those fists as it takes down its opposing central lane.
Oh my god, the Water Bear is king right now, but he finds that KO. Tibby's still looking for that level 5, has to get back to the pad. 1 HP and a dream, manages to find it. Lucario's caught in the grasp of the Swole, and Eldegoss gets their evolution, as we do see some pressure coming in from the Blue Bear again, but Blissey is not going to escape the arms of Tibby.
Chariking did come up to top, and this is what I like about the selection of the Raichu. That Water Bear Urshifu does act like a pseudo piece. Alongside Inspeed Lucario, you have to be very careful, because Chari can put down those electro balls, those little mines, anywhere they want. They're going to soak up the extra Natus that's going to come through. Chari King's going to head to level 6, same level as their central laner, but Inspeed Lucario going to cause some problems.
Trying to use Blissey to find the KO onto Kranix there, but they do get back to their pad with the assistance of Mew coming into the lane. Regidrago is on the field here, Lobo. We see it slowly rotating down into that bottom lane. The entire teams are trying to match up to this and get onto the Regidrago. It's not that hard to rip it down, as you see the damage coming through here just from the burst of the Water Bear, but now Guerrilla Tactics have shown up looking for the secure. They do manage to find it with Tibby. Great experience they've now gained.
The combination of Tibby plus Kree on that Trevenant. Trevenant getting that buff to... Oh, they're almost having to eject onto the Mew as well. Trevenant is such a problem to deal with right now, even though the patch was just very recent. Gets slammed down, does the Pillar Swine, misses that Ice Fang. Waterbeck cannot enter in, but this is what I like about the Eldegoss, because it's got a time-sensitive damage on that. I do believe it's that Cotton Puff. That, Cotton Puff?
Yeah, well,
I believe
Pollen Puff.
Oh, I got there in the end. Pollen Puff actually puts damage on Urshifu as it tries to run away. Sorry, man. That took a long time for me to get that on my own.
Bro, if it's Eldegoss, it's either Cotton or Puff in the name of any of its moves. Like, it's one or the other, so you do right throwing them both together because it makes sense. The Regieleki Rip is going to come on in here from BH3, but Guerrilla Tactics with the tactics are pushing the T2 goal in the bottom lane here, looking to score some more points, continue with that lead, and see if they can find some KOs. Buzzwole uses their eject to get themselves over the wall, finds the execute onto the Mew, as we see the Lucario coming in. Aura Cannon's going to spit on out, finds the Eldegoss with the effort, but Buzzwole breaks through the line of Mamoswine, takes down the Lucario and the Swine to boot, scoring more points here as Guerrilla Tactics command this lead.
On the other side of the lane, however, BH3 have walked that Regieleki into topside. You know, that's a sentence that we're very used to saying here out of Pokemon Unite. However, look at that scoreline, Chana. We're only at 6 minutes as Waterbear Shuriken comes on with the Thunderstorm Aerial. Waterbear gets out on an HP and Dream. Tibby's gone looking, so is Eldegoss, but they're not going to be able to take it down. 166 to 197.
Oh, still going to continue fighting. That's what I love about this new map, by the way. It's non-stop action, Lobo. There's always something to do. It's rare that there isn't experience. He's always popping up somewhere, and people are constantly looking for these fights to keep themselves in the league. Kree again gets caught out here in the center of the entirety of BH3 Esports team, and they do go down, but Guerrilla Tactics, they are looking for more experience with that Buzzwole in the top lane.
And this is a better showing than it was in game 1 because BH3 didn't lose a single pad in that previous game, but they're looking to try and get some stacks. Maybe Urshifu wanted to get some stacks, but decided against it, decided to retreat back home, but now turning attention to that bottom lane. This is where the normal Reggies, I don't know, we don't have a name for them just yet, call them the normal Reggies, but that's a beautiful Ice Bank pick on Kree. Does manage to Horn Leech his way out, stays alive, but Eastbeam Lucario is there, gonna fire off the Aura Cannon, doesn't take out Kree, who pops up Phantom Forest alongside the Ultra Sword Slam, sends Lucario back to the Pokemon Center, but Urshifu is still in the mix. Buzzwole trying to pick up anything that moves into the water burst. Shuriken! Down goes Blissey, but it gets off the Bliss assistance. And Mamoswine is hiding in a bush on an HP in a dream, but Urshifu, my god, these all-rounders are so confusing, is going to try and whip its way through the rest of Guerrilla Tactics.
Valve here on the Reggie Rock, trying to see if they can secure it on the side of Kree again, trying to use that Phantom Forest for it, but no, they don't get it. It's going to be Mew that bursts it down with the beam, buddy, and they find the execute onto the Urshifu, though. Now they've got to look for this Mamoswine, who's looking for their own revenge onto the Elder Gods. They managed to take them down, but Mamoswine's going to go down for it as Guerrilla Tactics wants to push on up to BH3 Esports here, but wisely, they get themselves out as we have 15 seconds before Regidrago is back in.
Brilliant job by Tibi there as well. We saw the Ice Fang was on Chari King, but using that Buzzwole punch to really just break the Ice Fang as well. Elder Gods is actually going to secure themselves a red buff inside that top lane as well. The levels looking fairly even as we got 2 level 12s on both sides, the all-rounders, as we got Regidrago being fired over. It's going to be Greninja that secures it now. Chari King in a bit of problem. Nice inject over the wall, getting some distance, but it has to now deal with an Urshifu that's trying to chase it down. In the other side, Buzzwole's going to use Super Swell Slam to send Lucario back to the Pokemon Center. There's a Water Burst Shuriken at the 3.5 minute, and Guerrilla Tactics are using the tactics in their own central area to take it to BH3.
What a brilliant utility of their Unite moves there, buddy. The resources that they had has enabled them to get the Regidrago and get so many KOs there as they look to get the Regieleki to boot as well, using the Thunderstorm Aerial as the final one. They're going to have to farm that back a little bit, but they've got plenty of time and plenty of experience on their own side to be able to do that. What a smart play by Guerrilla Tactics. We are going to see Mew get a cheeky 40 dunk in here, but it seems like Guerrilla Tactics have bounced back in game 2.
They have bounced back very well. They're going to go a little bit of window shopping. Elder Gods now has both buffs on their side. That's a level 11 Elder Gods, 3 level 13s versus 3 level 12s on the other side. Nice one lead to take away a bit of fun. We are in the final stretch, however, can we still call it final stretch at this point, Tano? We've got a fight breaking out between Mew, Urshifu, and Trevenant. The rest of Guerrilla Tactics going to try and come and support. We got 2 seconds. It is a Reg Ice, which is actually going to help both members here alongside that Blissey and Elder Gods. Who's going to manage to secure this one? It is going to be Greninja, and I think Guerrilla Tactics is going to go in for the fight right now, Tano.
This is it. This is the ground on fight breaking out here, buddy. They've just obliterated BH3 Esports. It's just Lucario left. Goes back to the home pad. They've got the Aura Cannon, but why would Guerrilla Tactics not rip this? And of course, Kree is going to try and see if they can find them. The rip is so quick here. Can the Aura Cannon work? No! It's going to be Chari Kid that locks it down with the Alolan Raichu. Guerrilla Tactics with an absolute burn in this second game.
Let's not forget that you can be interrupted to score, and that's exactly what Urchin is going to try and do. Does not matter. Chari King gets a beautiful overdunk in as Elder God also manages to get a dunk in. So now 448 to 206. Now remember, ground buffs are transferable. So if they get a knockout here, they're going to get that buff back. We should turn it around with 1:25 on the clock. I like this from Guerrilla Tactics. They're playing it safe here, Tano. They're not going to try and risk any KOs coming through. He tries to surf back, gets dodged by a Horn Leaf. Thunderstorm Aerial comes down. Boswell's going to slam everybody down. That ground on buff is coming into real clutch right now as it ends with a 5 KO. White on BH3.
What a set this is shaking up to be. BH3 smashed the door on Guerrilla Tactics in game 1, and Guerrilla Tactics gets the revenge here in game 2 comfortably as we hit that mid to late game. But chat, anybody who is interested in playing solo queue after this Groudon map, just witness what Guerrilla Tactics did. As soon as you get that objective, you can go and score, but don't everybody sprint to the goal. These buffs that you get from Groudon are so much more valuable in a fight than it is to try and score with it. If you are comfortably in the lead, use those buffs as a team to take a team fight rather than trying to score when you no longer have unstoppable scoring.
Those buffs are not as effective in a solo fight as you think they are. They are much more effective within a team fight situation. Also, even taking the Groudon in that situation, Guerrilla Tactics only took that Groudon because the only person left alive on the side of BH3 was that Lucario, and you kind of favor a 5v1 situation for them to pick up the victory in that one. So Guerrilla Tactics coming back nicely to bring it back to 1-0. That was a nice statement from them, but also an indication of what Fearless Draft really does for you, because they had such a strong comp to BH3 in that game number 1, but Guerrilla Tactics came out with a strong comp in game number 2.
Yeah, I was going to bring that point up as well, but you're absolutely spot on. That's the power of Fearless Draft. So many strong meta picks were used in that first game as well, and now, of course, you have to shake it up a little bit. I mean, all of these players on BH3 are comfortable on pretty much any Pokemon they can play, but it means that you have to come up with a comp with the synergy in that comp for you to play as well as you did in game 1, and Guerrilla Tactics seem to find that a little bit more in their own, as we see Cherry King there dropping 33% of the damage. They were uncontestable in that backline, and some great effort as well from Greninja to keep themselves up and get some good secures. I saw them twice take an objective away from BH3 Esports despite an aura cannon being used for it, and of course the water bear being there for it as well.
Let's not take anything away from the side of Urshifu and Lucario. They were trying to put pressure on Cherry King the entire time, but the movement that Raichu has on it, even when you're not just trying to, Lucario, an E-Speed Lucario and a Water Bear Urshifu can chase down almost anything on the map, but Cherry King did a fantastic job. Just have a look at the ratio as well, from damage dealt to also damage taken when it comes to what Cherry King was able to do. A fantastic game, but now we go to a game 3 situation here, coming up in our very, very first set of the night. But we do have to point out, Tano, we're not in tournament mode for this. We are in custom lobby for this, so there are going to be very big teething issues going into these games. The one thing I think we didn't point out is that you can't choose the server in customs. Yeah. So you know, there's a whole lot of issues that we saw, coming through with draft. There can be lag issues that we saw with Cherry King not able to select Raichu before and actually had to end up selecting Inteleon. Again, you can't select the servers. There's a lot of stuff that is out of your control when it comes to customs, not like tournament mode. So there could be lag issues, there could be anything. So it is teething issues for Groudon. They obviously have something in mind for tournament mode. We just don't know what that is yet. So we do appreciate the patience and everybody else that is competing today when it comes to this. We do appreciate you guys being patient and still showing up and competing, because Groudon map has been exciting, but I think it's even funner to watch these players go at it.
We can only hope that the reason it's not in tournament mode yet is because they're trying to come up with a ban system that works for tournament. Because the blind ban, as far as we're concerned, it's not competitively viable. So you do hope.
Seem like it.
No, so you do hope that that's why it's not in tournament mode yet. But what we would recommend is find yourself an ambassador for Pokemon Unite. There's plenty of them on Twitter. You've seen the posts. You know somebody that is a Pokemon Unite ambassador. Go feedback to them about this issue. We should have Groudon in tournament mode because it takes away from what the players compete in. It takes away from what we cast in. It takes away from what the production is putting together. When we have to do it in customs and we can't even pick what server we want to play on, mate. That's just a basic of esports, is you have to be able to choose these things and you have to be able to edit these things. So let's just hope that they take that on board and they'll update it.
I mean, I haven't even been into tournament mode yet. I believe it might still be Rayquaza in tournament mode. So even if we were to put this on in tournament mode, we would be using the Rayquaza map, which again, since the patch has come out, there's no point in playing in Rayquaza mode, in all honesty, because it's not the mode that everyone is playing on. So once again, appreciate your patience. We appreciate the understanding from the players, from everybody watching as well. Teething issues are to be expected, but we will hopefully be getting tournament mode very soon. It does not take away from the fantastic gameplay that we've watched and the performance that these players are putting on right now. But Tano, we've got, what is it, 10 Pokemon banned out for each team right now?
Yeah.
And they now have to pick up. This is where we get deep into the Fearless Draft. It starts at about game 3. We've seen it in best of 5s that we were doing before, but game 3 is really where Fearless Draft, I think, starts to come into place, because either the bans come in and they affect you, or it's the Pokemon that you play that have already been banned out, and now the roster pool is so much smaller than that. So I'm interested to see what these players decide to pick up. We haven't seen Tinkerton just yet, and I'm curious what Pokemon you think might come to the forefront, especially after having a look at those bans, the patch notes that we saw before, because Delphox got a buff. Inteleon was buffed, like we saw. Latios was nerfed. Meowscarada's Flower Trick, there was a bug fix. And we have not seen either Mewtwo X or Mewtwo Y. Give me your thoughts.
Mewtwo Y, I strongly suspect is going to come out, especially if Inteleon gets banned. I think as far as range attackers go, we've had the Mew, we've had the Greninja that has come out there. You've got those range attackers that come out. You expect the Mewtwo Y, maybe a Miraidon, but yeah, Mewtwo X, I'm not sure because there's so many more all-rounders that you're going to want to throw out onto the field that kind of plays that role anyway. I mean, all-rounders are all very, very good in this meta. I want to see some Tinkerton, bro. Throw some Tinkerton out. Let's see if people have adjusted to that Pokemon, because it is 100% better in this meta now with the recent changes that it had in that patch.
I did play a little bit of Tinkerton earlier today after I got off work, and obviously I was not very good at it, but I would love to see it in the hands of some of these incredible players. But you also mentioned some of these range attackers, and you have not mentioned probably, I think, the winner of this patch, and that is the OG, and I can only say OG because it is number 1, 2, and 3 in the national Pokedex, and that is Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. Now, not only did Venusaur's natural stats, its HP, its defense, and its special defense got a buff, Solar Beam got a buff, which means not only did Solar Beam get a buff, but with those additional defense and special defense plus HP, Petal Dance got a buff as well.
Yeah, and I've seen games since Groudon dropped where we had one Petal Dance Venusaur on one side and a Bimu on the other side, because we ended up doing it, I think it was for Fu's tournament that it did on Saturday, and we ended up doing it without draft ban. So we had 2 Venusaurs on Fire Sky Runes, and I was wondering, is there enough experience on the field for these two to get pretty strong pretty early? And it was confirmed that there absolutely is, and they were both online very early. They had their Unite moves, both of them, before that first objective came in, so it was ridiculously good. And on top of that, you've not only got a lot of damage coming in from the Bimu, but a ridiculous amount of damage coming out from that Petal Dance Venusaur. It's a raid boss, bro, so by the time you hit level 12, it's so impossible to take down. So I would love to see Venusaur on this field. I am very surprised we don't see it coming into this game yet. I
mean, what we are seeing is Absol, Latios, Boswell, Eldegoss, and Latios on the side of BH3 Sports. Crossel, Ho-Oh, Serena, Chari King is going to pick up the Dodrio, and Ravage is going to go with the Zeraora. Now, every time we've seen Zeraora come to play, it has always popped off in this region. For some reason, it is not the forefront Pokemon that people love in this region, but it's a Pokemon that if you need something special to happen, it is the Pokemon that is picked. Now, talk me through these bans, Tana.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're what you would expect to see coming into this game at the moment. I mean, the Trevenant ban is quite interesting, and that must be because they've got a plan with what they want to go with, and seeing these speedsters there, no surprise, because of course you can do pain split on the Trevenant at the moment, which is going to make it harder, especially for Zero Aura if they want to go discharge, and as well as Tibby on that Serena. So I understand that's kind of like a ban to protect the comp that they've built here, but interesting, and it just means that they've adjusted to what they want to bring out here.
I mean, I have also seen the fact that we have much of this. Serena is a very popular pick within our Unite Fight Club. It has been probably one of the highest picked Pokemon throughout all of the 5 matches that we've seen throughout all teams. I don't know what it is about the E region, but they love it over here as we head on in to our final game of the first set of the night between BH3 and Guerrilla Tactics. We're going to see Absol take that central area because, of course, where else would it go? Their Aura is going to take the central lane for the side of Guerrilla Tactics. And inside the top lane, we've got Ho-Oh as well as a freshly picked bean sprout. You know where else you can get some freshly picked vegetables, Tano? With the sponsor of the Unite Fight Club, that is HelloFresh. You're going to get 10 free meals plus free add-ons for life when you use our code. Get yourself some fresh vegetables, get yourself some fresh meals, because you know when you're playing Unite all day long, you know you want to keep yourself healthy with some HelloFresh.
And that's exactly what this duo is looking for here. The HelloFresh that is the Jet 2 aeroplane. They do get themselves out of there, buddy. Lapras being in their face means they have to go on the retreat. But here comes Absol, cut off by the Zero Aura. The power spike is rather on the Absol side at the moment, but you've got to be wary. That Kree again with the Dwebble is going to do a decent amount of damage in these early stages.
As soon as it gets evolved to a Crossel, mate, I have absolutely no doubt. For some reason, people were sleeping on Crossel before Worlds, and then someone said, hey, hold my shell, I'm sure you what Crossel can really do. Heading onto that top side, those Altares went as quickly as they came. I think that was an even spread between Absol and was it Chari King on? No, it's Ravage that's on the Zeraora. Buzzsaw here is gonna get put on fire, but it's gonna punch away from Steve.
I gotta say, as we see Kranix trying to lock down the rest of Guerrilla here, buddy, they find one, and there comes Absol coming back in again to take down Revenge. Is a huge shout out not only to support players in Pokemon Unite, but Eldegoss players that manage to get that Pollen Puff onto your teammates, especially your speedsters, when they are dashing around left, right, and center, mate.
I mean, support players are very, very underappreciated in every aspect of this game. Dodrio is going to help with that tri-attack to keep Absol and Eldegoss away, but look at just the sustain. It's got nice Crossel Rock Tomb coming out. Does manage to lock off Lapras. However, they were probably hoping for the Espeon, not the Espeon, the Absol, who picks up the KO on Dodrio. Does manage to pick up a 2 KO streak with the Ho-Oh as well. Absol is just making sure these bulky Pokemon feel the wrath.
Disaster Pokemon causing disaster for Guerrilla here, buddy, as he finds Cripple, looking for more as well. Gonna use the Sucker Punch onto Dodrio, finds Zero Aura with the second pursuit, takes down Dodrio with the second Sucker Punch. BH3 Esports have come out of the gate swinging here. Rock Tomb trying to cut them off on that pad for Ho-Oh to clean on up, but this Regidrago still hasn't been taken yet. We have Midnight Slash ready to go. Look at the chunks that Absol's taken out of that objective.
You can't turn your back on an Absol. It's just not good for you. But inside the top lane, Guerrilla get their own back as Absol does come in, picks up a KO on the Queen, claiming the crown for themselves. The Mobster boss with that Holoware is showing just who rules the streets on Thea Sky Ruins. Zeraora finally has access to that discharge. Gonna be able to try and take on this Absol, but it is level 10. It is almost one-shotting anything it comes up with. It took almost 3 attacks to take down that Ho-Oh, and Absol is starting to snowball.
Yeah, I mean, this Pokemon, right now, it is top 3, I think, in win rate since these changes to Thea Sky Ruins, because, again, it is a speedster that benefits from a power spike at level 5, and it's very difficult to take on in that early game. They're coming in here now with that level 11 at the 624 mark, buddy, as they score the points here into the T2 pad. They're going to break it, 209 points to 24 here for BH3.
I mean, BH3 were probably not happy with the way that second game just went, and they have just decided to come out swinging on every which way. Dodrio going to try and get a few scores in with that Regieleki walking into top, but Lapras is just not going to let it. The EXP over this entire map, that Absol is already leveled 12? That is crazy at that 5-minute mark.
Oh, it really is, mate. Like, they're finding these KOs left, right, and center. And Kree again on the crustle with a massive HP pool. The sucker punch, you know, you gets you in the back, and then the pursuit, because you try and respond to it, gets you back. It's very hard to play against an Absol player that is capable of just dropping this amount of destruction. Gorilla are not out of this yet, though. We've got to remember that, of course, coming down to that final stretch, 200 points really doesn't mean much, especially with these T1s open. We do see that Eon Blast coming through, annihilates Dodrio as they look for Zeraora as well.
I mean, that start goes in along with the Plasma Gale. Now Gorilla going to try and get their levels back. Zeraora's going to try and go in on the Buzzwell. The Queen's going to stop. Ultra Swole Slam's going to come out, but Discharge's going to take it back. Takes it down with the Quickly Send It. Finished off as well and helped alongside Ho-Oh. Gorilla Tactics have got the comeback experience, but the Midnight Slash going to come out from the Absol as well. He's going to try and pick up a KO. Discharge is there to keep alive. Triple Trample hits absolutely nothing as it makes its way in, but the rest of BH3 are back here to try and defend. Absol does now go for its revenge. A disaster is raining over there, Skyroot.
The amount of stacks this Lally Blue has right now, buddy, they are comfortable. The fact of the matter is nothing beats the Jet 2 Holiday, and BH3 are showing us right now how that is the case. Trying to use the triple trample to catch them, they just zoom out of the way, skip it a little bit, and now they continue to put the pressure on to Gorilla here at the moment as they go for not one, but both objectives currently on the field. Registeel is free real estate. This Regieleki is going to be to boot as well.
I mean, Registeel is not what you wanted to see, but Registeel walking in as well is definitely not what you see. Double objectives. I think we saw a stat not too long ago that the more objectives that you're able to secure over the course of a 10-minute game does lead to more victories. Having presence, having map awareness, having map pressure all over is going to be super important. Castle trying to wall up Absol once again, but Absol is level 14. It doesn't matter what's in its way. Latios going to pop the Unite once again. That's going to be absorbed by Zeraora. Regieleki was dealt with, so the defense of the map was taken and dealt with and absorbed by Gorilla Tactics. 3 minutes, 40 on the clock, 202 points between the two teams. We got another fight breaking out.
And we have a level 14 Absol that's not too far from 15 here, buddy, as they try and clean up the rest of Gorilla. They're going to come on out with Midnight Slash. Manages to connect. Plasma Gale goes back onto them, though. Has to get the Pollen Puff onto them as they find some more KOs here. This Elder God's keeping the team in the fight, finding the KOs as Lassie Blue gets 2 for themselves. Ho-Ho has to go on the retreat into the Flux Zone as BH3 Esports has dominated this game so far.
I mean, the of Lapras alongside the incredible support that Eldegoss is providing, Latios is still doing big damage right there as we see it taking down Ho, sending it back to the Pokemon. So we got 1 minute until Groudon decides to appear. Absol does manage to take the Regidrago, and Dodrio just able to jump kick over a wall and run away from the big buzz. BH3, the pressure they're exuding over every facet of this map. No matter how much experience there is, Town, if you're not able to get it, you're just not able to get it.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? If you can't keep up with these levels, if this experience keeps getting taken from you, you're kind of stuck with a bit of a between a rock and a hard place, buddy. Right now, we got 25 seconds, and just before this Groudon comes in and you take over, so these T1 pads, now that you have no unstoppable scoring, the T1 pads are more important if you have them up. You've got to defend them, and that's very hard to do with a full team with Groudon buffs, and it's an easy way to get Hundo Burgers, mate.
I mean, that is going to make it even easier for the Hundo Burgers to come through. The Surgery gets spelled. Crosswell can't do anything with its X's with a level 15. Oh, no, not level 15 just yet. Latios has decided to fire the Eon Bird as Buzzwell pushes in with a slap, gets a KO for good measure. Ultra Swole slams absolutely nothing, however, which is a little unfortunate. And BH3 now turn their attention with Absol and Lapras and Eldegoss trying to rip this objective. Latios is keeping Serena out. Triple trample was just a little bit late, but Groudon has been taken by BH3 to pick up some KOs. It could work, but with the sheer level difference between the two right now, those KOs are going to be hard to come by.
Yeah, and if you were going to be anywhere, it was going to be in that bush. Lapras skating straight on into you, and now Hundo Burgers are going to rain on in, and we've just witnessed the power of 120 points on the T2s now, buddy. You get 2 Hundo Burgers into that goal, giving yourself so many more points. easy 200 points in before you break it. Trying to put up a fight here is Gorilla, but currently with 400 points between them, a minute left, they could get some buffs here and put up a good fight. They're going to take down Crustle, giving that buff over to the Buzzwall. We have got one on the side of Absol as well, as they look to take down more if they can. The game might be on, buddy. They might on the BH3. Wiping out Gorilla.
I mean, just said the game might be on. The Unite moves came out, even the Rekindling Flame coming out from the Ho-Oh was not enough. Those ground buffs are real helpful inside a Rayquaza fight, but the ability to be interrupted whilst you're scoring is also such an asset. It means that the enemy team, if they are able to just get ground and they're behind, can be stopped. So it is a very, very different game to what Rayquaza was almost a week ago, because we were just watching Rayquaza not that long ago at all, and it just seems like a completely different game with these score lines being kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. That's the one thing I've taken away from this Groudon map, and especially in a competitive setting, but it has been the amount of Unite moves I've seen at the 7-minute mark has been crazy, and also the amount of Thousand Island dressing scorelines that I've seen in this game so far has been insane, and BH3 have got 2 in this one set, and Gorilla put up one heck of a fight, buddy. That's just the way that Pokemon Unite is right now. 1,243 points on the board for BH3 in that one.
You have to be very careful about who you send into that central area. That's what I'm getting, because Pokemon that can come out of that central area strong, like an Absol, are one of those Pokemon that if they have that opportunity to snowball like that, is just an absolute brutality to deal with. Because look at that, even though Absol was level 14, that Latios is still putting on big amounts of damage considering that it was one of the Pokemon that got nerfed.
Yeah, it's crazy, mate. It's still about stacks with Lily Blue. It's as simple as that. If you get the stacks, you will do mega damage in the late game, no matter what the nerf has done, and that's exactly what they managed to do there with 144k. But it was all about being on the back of that Absol, buddy. They were managing to snowball from the earliest start of that game. As soon as you win that speedster battle against the opposition, that is when the rest of your team can start doing what it needs to do. Because, I mean, Gorilla, too difficult to deal with Absol there, and you're already trying to take down the Lapras, which refused to go down, with Eldegoss backing it up the entire time as well.
Yeah, look, it was just a great team that came out from the side of BH3. Gorilla had a great showing in game number 2, but again, just the move pool variations that you have to have, the Pokemon pool that you have to have, the variation, especially with this fearless draft, is super important. When you have a look at those bands as well, Snorlax, Leafeon, Hooper, Inteleon, Suicune, and Trevenant. Again, the bands with all 6 Pokemon being different Pokemon, once again, lowers the amount of Pokemon that you're able to choose. So, you know, it's such a big thing coming through. And again, we're still getting used to these changes. We're still getting used to absolutely everything going forward. But going forward, I think you and I are going to take a little break, because that was quite an intense 3 games that we got to witness. We're going to be right back with your next set of best of 3. Don't go anywhere. The Unite Fight Club ain't taking a break, but we got to go back for just a little bit. Go grab yourself a water, grab yourself a snack. We'll see you very shortly.
Biggest brain fart during that game, and for some reason I thought BH3 was Gorilla. At
Yeah,
that
I saw that too.
you realise, right? At the final moment, I was like,
Oh yeah, I saw it, bro. I saw it.
I was like, oh,
Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah. Turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, take a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. Long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that. Then he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young, to me reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on my necklace.
I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad, light up tires in the hearse. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, through that I survived, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit it to the sky, changed haters on a tirade. Talking to their grip in the face, be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel bent from the bib. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that. Then he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young, to me reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on my necklace.
Fight Club, baby.
I mean, it is fight night, baby. Sorry, I gotta get my sound bites in every now and then. That's kind of Tano's thing. We just gotta count up how many sound bites we do before the production starts, and then if we hit our quota, we're good boys. If we don't hit our quota, then we get a little schmackety schmack. I'm joking. But BH3 absolutely putting the schmack down on Guerrilla Tactics. So we're gonna follow their journey going forward for our next game, because they're going to be going up against No Micro. Now, we can actually have a look, I believe, at No Micro, because we've already had a look at BH3. We've got Oni. We've got, oh my God, Kiazix. I'm going to say Kiazix. We got Shayfan TBT. We got Clem, and we got Iklis. So I'm pretty excited to see this. I haven't seen too much of No Micro before. I don't know if you've seen a little bit of No Micro. We might have seen some of these players before, but under a different name, different banner, however. So we're really excited to see new players come through. But BH3 are seeming to be the king of the mountains so far right now, Tano. They want that UFC title belt. They want the best rankings, they want the best stats, and they're looking like they might just get it.
Yeah, buddy. BH3 have locked in all 10 free meals from HelloFresh here. They have been cooking the entire time, mate. But yeah, No Micro, I have seen them. They've been around a little while even, buddy. I haven't seen them for a while, though, so it's nice to see them here competing. Oni is a player that I have played with before. They're a fantastic player. And Iklis I'm very aware of as well. So I like this team. I'm excited to see what they can do, because BH3 have been just wow. Absolutely wow. They are such a star-studded roster here, so they're not going to be easy to take down at all. It's kind of like, you know, BH3 2.0, also Gen 5 2.0, so it's impressive here.
I think throughout years doing the grassroots scene of the EU region, BH3 and Gen 5 have actually, you and I have said it, are two of our favorite teams to come out of the EU region, alongside my Esports and of course Nouns. So to see players come together, players that we love watching, players that we love casting, come together onto one team, now that is crazy. So I'm very excited to see where the pinnacle of this can go. And if this is what we're seeing right now in a grassroots style tournament, the Unite Fight Club, it is actually going to be impressive to see what they're going to be able to do going forward once the season starts towards the end of November. But Tana, before we get into our next match, I have a question to ask you. I have a question to ask you. I ask you this every time. What Pokemon have we yet to see in the Unite Fight Club? Because I'm pretty sure I can give you 2 Pokemon three Pokemon that we have yet to see it be picked up in this Fearless Draft at the Unite Fight Club. And if you can pick all 3 of the Pokemon that I am currently thinking of, I will give you a cookie.
Oh, bro, the cookie battle is on yet again.
No, there's no cookie battle. It's just me giving you a cookie. Even if you don't get these, you don't have to give me a cookie. You already owe me a cookie. So
I do already owe you a cookie.
You're doing me a cookie. If you don't know the context of that, go check out the previous stream. But tell me the 3 Pokemon you think have not been picked up in Fearless Draft.
Okay. We haven't yet seen Tinkerton.
Yes.
Despite my calls for it.
Yes.
What else have we not seen? I feel like I want to say Cramorant. I don't feel like we've seen Cramorant.
We've seen it.
We've seen Cramorant.
We've seen Cramorant.
Oh wait, we have seen Cramorant.
We have seen Cramorant.
Oh, right, bro.
Are you getting
Unite DB?
Yeah, I've got Unite DB up right now. 3 Pokemon that you have not seen. Okay.
Chandelure.
That's not fair. You have Unite DB up. But yes, Chandelure.
You've got Unite DB up.
Yeah, but
so
I asked the question.
I need my cheat sheet, bro.
Okay, yep, Chandelure.
Phalanx.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And then... Oh, okay. Now we're getting interesting, because we've seen the Dragapult.
Uh-huh.
That's right, chat. We've seen a Dragapult.
We have seen a Dragapult. We have seen Duraludon. Duraludon was first picked last week.
Duraludon was first picked
Duraludon was first picked last week.
I can't remember, but I think we eventually got a Gyarados, did we? Or is that still not picked yet? Because we were debating this last week, weren't we? If we've seen the Gyarados yet.
So I didn't actually remember Gyarados, but there is another Pokemon on there that I'm pretty sure we also haven't seen. So Gyarados was my third pick.
Oof. Oh, I hope they pick it now. Going into this game here. I'm going to throw the final one out as Masquerada.
Yeah, it actually is. That's another one we haven't seen. But I was actually saying Tyranitar. We haven't seen Tyranitar.
Oh, we've not seen Godzilla.
We have not seen Godzilla. Mate. We have not seen Godzilla.
Which is crazy considering the Fearless draft in the previous ones that we've done. Yep. There was 40 banned Pokemon in Game 5s?
Yep, and the very first Fearless draft that we did, the first game we ever did for the Unite Fight Club went to a Game 5. The second set went to a Game 3, and then when we came back the next Thursday, it went to a game. Both games went to a Game 5. As we do have Snorlax being picked up first. We got Blissey, Hooper, Suicune, Latios, Suicune, and Leafeon being matched. So Leafeon picked by both teams, and Supporter Clefable being picked up by No Micro, who's on your orange. No, I believe we need to swap those names around because BH3 is on your orange side, and No Micro is on your purple side.
They're just keeping you on your toes, buddy. Well spotted. That is that Hello Fresh keeping you revitalized with your brain. And that is how you spotted that one, bro. But looking at No Micro, they are going to pull out the Trevenant and Clefable to start it off. We usually don't see those kind of picks. Interesting to build up that foundations here. And BH3 have done the same. We've got Snorlax, we've got Eldegoss. They're going to round it out with the Buzzwole yet again.
So that is actually No Micro that has picked up the Eldegoss and the Buzzwole.
Facts.
Tana needs to get himself some HelloFresh using our code to keep himself nice and energized. But we got Kranix picking up the Buzzwole. Not Buzzwole, the Blastoise. My God, you're doing it to me as well. And Inteleon is going to be picked up for the first time as well for the side of BH3. But it is going to be hunted down by the Dodrio with only we're going to see Delphox for the first time since it has been buffed. As well, I do believe the Flame Charge moveset was the moveset that got buffed, and BHC also going to go with, actually that is I believe, a single strike Urshifu with the Wicked Blow.
Yeah, especially with that attack weight thrown on it and the eject button being there, buddy. I love this Delphox pick. I think this is awesome. We've been seeing a lot more of the sort of kite-ability Delphox here, the dash Delphox, rather than the fire spin. I kind of hope we see that. I think it's great to have that back on Fire Sky Ruins. You've got the experience for it, and it's very good at locking in objectives. But for me, it's all about that Unite move, Lobo. We see now that if you get Groudon, you don't have unstoppable scoring anymore. What's the most important thing to do there is have some sort of Pokemon or Unite move that covers the entirety of the goal and makes it hard for you to score on. We've been seeing Sludge Bomb from Venusaur and nothing better than Fanciful Fireworks from Delphox that covers the entire goal and has quite a low cooldown.
It's such a fantastic Unite move because it can help just defend a pad, and considering we are seeing pads be broken a lot more often, Fanciful Fireworks alongside Fire Spin, Fire Blast, or even Flame Charge, and even Sacred Fire coming out from the Delphox is going to be such a problem for BH3 to deal with. But the combination that you and I are seeing the most of right now seems to be that Eldegoss and Buzzwole combination. Is Eldegoss coming back? Because this supporter is now in high demand, whether that's due to Fearless Draft or whether that's due to the fact that people are just realizing Eldegoss is just that good. But we are getting Delphox inside of Central Lane, which I think is really smart because I played this Pokemon earlier in solo queue. Even with all the new experience on the farm, Delphox is still very hard to get levels in that lane.
Bro, it struggles in lane. I feel for anyone that tries to lane it. Why would you want to put yourself through that? Throw it in the central area, get those levels early, and get yourself to Delphox as quick as possible. As now Micro down here are going to put the pressure onto BH3. Snorlax is going to have to try and run away, but the water gun is too much from Sobble.
I mean, get soaked, buddy, and head back to Nurse Joy. Change your clothes and head back on into lane. The Nachi's going to be picked up all the way by Buzzwell. Going to get pushed away by the water gun on the opposite side. So double water gun lane in basement and top lane. Buzzwell is going to try and pick up some, but the eject is going to come out from the Squirtle with Breakson here inside that top part. Are they going to go for the Nachos at 9 minutes? They are, because Delphox just needs that experience.
It's going to be huge if they get to level 7 before that 7-minute mark, buddy, because you're gonna have all your moves for Delphox online, just waiting for that Unite move. As we do see the Red Bear get a lot of pressure put onto them here. They are going to back up to this Citrus Berry. Tri-attack Dodrio is going to continue to be an absolute nuisance. Has to use both Citrus Berries here on the side of that Urshifu.
I mean, that's great here. Even though that Breakson is at level 4 and level 5 as well, having Dodrio online early due to that EXP, and Urshifu is actually just going to back away inside that bush on a very low cooldown. But here is little Drizzle is going to try and search it out. But now Dodrio is going to lose all of that speed gain due to the water gun of War Turtle, with Nachi just looking about having a good time.
Nada do, how do you do, buddy? We've got the 8-minute about to come on in. Reggie Drago about to spawn onto Faya Sky Ruins as Urshifu is ready here to drop the damage and get ready with the wicked blow. No Micro have left it for BH3 to take it. Why would you let them just have that for free with a Tri-attack Dodrio?
I mean, a global experience is good, but putting pressure on the lane could just be better, because Buzzwell now has access to that superpower, does get punched by Urshifu, does get knocked up by Snorlax, and Urshifu gets sent back to the Pokemon Center with Trevenant, the only one here that can defend now that Clefable is here to provide the healing energy. But Delphox with that flame charge is just putting on the damage from the behind.
Yeah, we like this. Good position for No Micro. They're trying to see if they can just keep hold of this top lane. We've mentioned how many people have been putting importance onto that top lane here in these fights, buddy, and now No Micro. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Maybe hoping that up in this top side you do get that Reggie and not the Regieleki for the extra experience. We're about 5 seconds away from it here. That pad has been broken with No Micro keeping themselves in the lead here.
So Regieleki is going to spawn bottom side for the rest of the match. As we see, Inteleon is just going to whittle it down. Trevenant is going to, there's nobody here to contest this Regieleki, so this could crash into tier 1, but the rest of No Micro is doing a good job rotating after taking that Regice, and now the Tri-attacks are on. Hornleech is going to push Snorlax away. The Inteleon does miss the snipe shot, but the crits are on. And Snorlax does have to take a big nap, but it's going to have to take it back at Nurse Joy's place. Regieleki does go in. Fanciful Fireworks is not enough because that Regieleki did walk into pad. Delphox picks up a KO on Urshifu. Those snipe shots are hitting from downtown. Flame charge is missing, but I think the tree is going to fall to fire. Nope. Makes me eat my words. No, I was
right. Only finds them, bro. I mean, nearly ate your words. But I mean, even before that, though, Trevenant put in an absolute shift for getting that into that bottom pad and breaking it, grabbing 3 of them in the Hornleech, and just being an absolute nuisance until they finally find the KO on the side of No Micro.
I mean, Buzzwell's going to try and make this the favorite play for trying to sneak a little stack in. Going to try and get out here. Does put the follow me, but it's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Blastoise is going to surf Eldegoss away so it cannot heal their teammates, and that is a great isolation of a supporter, but No Micro showing that they have the map awareness to head back up, and Snorlax cannot catch a break, has to take another nap at Nurse Joy place.
So right now, BH3 Esports have got themselves in the lead. They've got experience on their side that they're giving to Blastoise right now. Unite moves ready to go as we've got 20 seconds ready on this top lane. Regieleki coming on in the bottom lane as well. But it looks like BH3 are going to try and put more attention onto this top lane and be ready to take this experience away from No Micro.
Trevenant's going to try and get another score into bottom side, which is a 20. That's going to put that base on 94. Again, that bottom side base has been increased to 120. Blastoise has isolated Buzzwell, has to pop that eject button, does get hit with the snipe shot, but Eldegoss is there. Heavy Slam's not going to do too much into the Hydro Typhoon, and Buzzwell gets double dipped in a bit of water and sent right back to Nurse Joy. BH3 going to look to take this Regirock off the map, because with Blastoise, Clefable, and Trevenant, that defense buff is going to be huge.
Power nap here from No Micro, looking to see if they can cause disruption enough to protect the goal, but Azure Spy Vision is here. That's crits all day long, buddy, and they just break that pad. BH3 Esports managing to keep the point lead here in this mid-game, but now No Micro have definitely managed to catch up at least, and they're keeping with these levels, and that's the most important thing as we wait for that 2-minute mark with Groudon coming onto the field.
BH3 just has this a calm control of this map. No matter where they go, they seem to be in control. No Micro were in control early game, but now they're here. They outnumber BH3. The Fanciful Fireworks is positioned nicely to make sure that no one can come in from that other side, but it does not matter because Fable manages to secure that one. The Ultra Swirl Slam's going to come out. Trevenant gets felled, sent back to Nurse Joy. The Wicked Blow combined with the Snipe Shot sends Dodrio back to the Pokemon Center, and this might just be a stalemate, but no, Urshifu and the rest of BH3 want to go right back in, push this Lecky onto that pad.
It's crazy because No Micro, they find some good moments in these team fights after we've hit the mid game, but then BH3 have just bounced back, buddy. They take some important KOs onto the side of No Micro, and they don't know how to approach the fight after that. They just go onto the retreat as Icarus goes down here, and No Micro has lost their entire bottom lane. I didn't see whether that Regieleki was taken before the 4-minute mark and whether we're going to have another one coming in. The top Reggie is ready to come through, but BH3 continue to extend their lead here.
We're heading into the final stretch right now, and all of the plays that are coming from BH3 are coming from Kranix on that Blastoise. That Surf is isolating, it's moving, it's hitting everyone where it should, and it's causing double stuns alongside that Surf Hydro Pump, and then combine that with the Hydro Typhoon, it's sitting ducks for Inteleon inside the backline. Urshifu can then come in and set the hammer down with that big Wicked Blow fist, but inside that bottom path, Trevenant is going to be in charge of trying to defend this lane. Hornleech gets stopped by Block, and they can't stop that base from being broken, but on the opposite side, a Reggie still has been taken as we head towards the 2-minute mark. We call it the final 2 minutes, but with Groudon, you don't need to start that fight straight away. We have to adjust how we see, but Urshifu jumps onto Dodrio, gets sent running very quickly.
Yeah, manages to get some healing from Eldegoss here. And we know the age-old saying that we've always said, buddy, when there is a Groudon, the game is on. No Micro just have to find the right approach into this pit here and see if they can get a pick. The difficulty is that Eldegoss is not enough healing against Snipe Shot, and that's the power of having the poke here at this fight.
When there's a Groudon, the game is on. Did you just come up with that? Because that is absolutely brilliant. We needed to find a replacement for where there's a Ray, there's a way, and Tano has come up. Ooses when coming up with that fantastic saying, but still, it is a stalemate inside the Groudon pit. I want to call it the Groudon pit. It is the Groudon arena, the Groudon cave, whatever you want to go. Dodrio has found Urshifu, and Boswell sends it back to Nurse Joy. Now, No Micro. Ooh, they've made it even because Dodrio also got felled inside that fight. Trevenant is here inside. The spikes are going on everywhere. Delphox is just putting damage onto Trevenant with that charge. Blastoise is going to back them up as there's a power nap alongside a Azure Spy Vision. And now all the Unite moves are flying alongside a Hydro Typhoon, Tano.
Yeah, and this is a Spy Vision's just going to find the crits that they're looking for here, buddy. They've managed to find the damage of No Micro, and the triple trample's going to come on through, but they're just going to run into the entire team that is BH3 Esports. They've got to back on up, but it's going to be that Evan Fist that comes through to annihilate Dodrio. Eventually, they do go down, and now the rip on the Groudon is here for BH3 Esports. That's going to be locked in by them. They already have the lead at the moment with 20 seconds left. They're going to take game one, and I gotta say, Lobo, they did it because Inteleon was untouched at that Groudon pit. They didn't manage to get onto it, and they continued to rain down those Snipe Shots.
The absolute beauty combination of a level 14 Trevenant and a level 14 Blastoise. Blastoise also not running EXP, so you pointed out earlier in the game, just going and getting their own experience. A lot of that fight happened off of the back of Blastoise. We saw Delphox was putting pressure on with that flame charge, just getting those resets every time it hit a target. Trevenant couldn't get to it with Hornleaf, but Blastoise managed to hunt it down with the Surf and just push Oni out of that pit. Again, a calm, cool, collected, and very dominant performance coming out from the side of BH3.
nearly having 1,000 points again. I mean, only at like what two undo burgers from it. They have been impressive today so far. But no micro, they had control of that game in the early stages. It was a great effort from BH3 to be able to recoup their experience and get back into that one. I very much enjoyed the Delphox in that. We don't see that much of it, but I enjoyed the flame charge. I think the difficulty is that Groudon pit. All of that damage was going onto the Trevenant, was going onto the Blastoise. They were going onto the tanky Pokemon on the side of the BH3, and they weren't able to get round to the ranged attackers. They weren't able to get to that Inteleon.
I like the smart play that No Micro decided to do as well, sending Delphox into that central lane to make sure that you got Delphox online as quickly as possible, because No Micro had no qualms, no doubts, no missed thoughts at the fact that Dodrio was going to get online, and Dodrio was able to fight Urshifu inside that basement lane. Both central laners going to opposite lanes as well. Delphox opting to go for the Natu. So a lot more rotations coming around the maps. But what we're seeing, especially in the last 4 games that we've watched, Tano, is those score lines, especially that 4-minute mark, already reaching the hundreds. And we're seeing tier 1s and tier 2s get broken very quickly.
This is it, mate. Like the experience that's on the field in Fire Sky Ruins now just means that this early game is even more important. We're seeing more goals get broken early. We're seeing more Unite moves at the 7-minute mark. The levels are just absolutely power spiking, snowballing. It's great to see, and it's these Pokemon that have these level 3 stage Evos that are getting to those high levels as well. The amount of times that I've seen Venusaur hit that level 8, level 9 before those first 7-minute objectives come in, and that's just due to not only the Regidrago but the amount of extra experience that's around. I
mean, it's just a new map, and you can see the players that have I want to say more experience when it comes to the competitive side. They're adapting to this map quickly. They're adapting to this map and more efficiently right now. We can see the rotations coming on. We can see the way that they're pushing goal zones. We can see the way that they're taking chances to score 10, 20 points. Whereas on the previous maps, you'd be stuck walking around with pockets full of 40s and 50s for the entire match, not being able to score that in at all. But our bans are going to be Buzzwole, Blissey, Eldegoss, Leafeon, Suicune, and Latios.
Finally, we have all 6 bans coming into the game here, but this is only match 2 out of 5 that we've had so far, and we finally get all 6 bans, and it is going to be a Buzzwole as well, banned out by No Micro here. Very, very strong in these sets already, so no wonder they're witnessing the power of that with the Eldegoss.
I mean, Buzzwole is such a strong Pokemon because it just takes you out of the game for about 2 to 3 seconds when you combo those moves together, and then if you then combo those moves with another Pokemon, it becomes even stronger to deal with. But BH3, they showed what you could do with the Dodrio before with a double speeds to comp, as Hooper is also going to get picked up by No Micro. Hoshina's going to pick up Snorlax, still arguably probably the primary defender pick. Even though Trevenant did get buffed, Snorlax is still the go-to defender for these players. No Micro gone for Espeon and Lucario.
That's a good setup by No Micro. I kind of like it, especially with the way that the Fearless Draft is taking shape here. Sableye comes onto the field by BH3. Now that is interesting. It's going to be good for invading. We have been seeing quite a bit of people going for those score back caps, and also what I love about Sableye that people don't realize is how much damage it can actually take throughout a game. But you see that leftovers on it. Yes, it is finally viable on a Pokemon like this, and it just enables it to go in, get that stun, allow a player like Dodrio or Kranix to set things up on their Pokemon and get those executes, as well as getting that health to go back in yet again.
And if this is what Natsuwa is going to pick up, that becomes even more problematic when you combo Sableye with Darkrai. But we were baited once again, because we are going to see the fanciful pony, the unicorn, come to play on Thea Sky Ruins with that Galarian Rapidash. Again, another Pokemon double speedster coming out from the side of BH3. They showed how good they were with the double speedster comp before. They're going to go up against the double purple backgrounds with those all-rounders in Lucario and Ceruledge coming out as well. I mean, No Micro's comp is quite good here. That slow beam just able to target down anyone, whether it's going to be Dodrio or whether it's going to be Rapidash. I think the one Pokemon you don't want to get is that Sableye.
Yeah, and I strongly expect, or I would strongly recommend stored power here on Espeon. I know we have the debate about Psyshock stored power all the time, but I love both. But come on, you've got a Dodrio, you've got a Galarian Rapidash, and you've got Sableye. Like, stored power is an easy way to find some good executes and some good damage here on this Pokemon.
Yeah, I agree with you. We had this conversation before. Stored power, with Sableye's trickiness and Sableye's ability to disappear, but also ability to appear at all times, hitting it with Psyshock is going to be a problem. Also, being able to hit that Galarian Rapidash and that Dodrio is actually also going to be a problem, well, because those Pokemon don't stop moving. That's the whole gimmick that they have. You stop moving on Dodrio, that speed gauge just gets eliminated. You got to build it up all the way over again. But stored power is going to be able to put damage on without even thinking about it. Plus, it gives Espeon a little bit of a movement buff that allows it to really kite out any damage that you want to do. Combine that with Cerule Edge's ability to go into that hidey hole, come out and swing those arm blades. Mate, it's chopping up ingredients like you can do when you chop up ingredients with HelloFresh. Get 10 free meals with our code, as well as a free add-ons for life. Use those scissor-like hands and make yourself a nice meal, courtesy of HelloFresh and the INGAGE Fight Club.
That's exactly what Sableye is trying to look for here, their own 10 free meals, but they don't find it though because they're warded out by Hooper as BH3 looks to take an aggressive lead here. Lot of damage onto the side of Lucario trying to defend this pad by themselves, but stacks are going to rain in for Torchic.
I mean, Sableye going to try and stake something here, but does not able to get it. Hooper understands that Sableye is there to be a nuisance. Dodrio is online, going to look for the Espeon, but Ponyta also going to try and look in as well. Sableye is here to help, but can they get it in? There is the stored power coming out time.
Yeah, it's a great shout, is that, and it just means as soon as they hit those higher power spikes, it's going to be very difficult to try and shut that down, but also you've got to be wary of that when you go in as these speedsters. How many times do we see Dodrio go in to try and hit that tri-attack on low HP? Same with the Galarian Rapidash, buddy. Stored power is going to stop you from being able to do that.
Dodrio can go from top to bottom. It's quick, it's succession. There's Sableye going to stun out the Lucario, then go invisible once again. The KO on Cerule does come courtesy of the Dodrio after Cerule managed to pick up a KO streak of 2. Dodrio singling in on the Hooper, but going to be able to trick its way back to its pad for safety.
Trying to steal that away from Lucario, unable to do so at the moment. We got 20 seconds before Regidrago comes onto the field. We've got power spikes on both sides of this field right now. There goes the Psybeam trying to lock down, but that's the power of Sableye. That disruption prevents all that damage coming through to that Galarian Rapidash. They do find the KO, but they've got to run to this central area.
That is exactly what we want to see from stored power, because no Micro are going to turn their attention to Regidrago. But however, one of the gods of secure are here. The overheat could secure it, but no. Lucario proves that the OG is better than the new, as it also picks up a KO, but with the assistance of Hooper, who actually gets the KO and no central area buffs. Now no Micro want to push onto this pad with only Galarian Rapidash and Sableye defending, but Sableye is doing exactly kind of what you want to do on this map. It's taking away all of the points that no Micro could try to use to score.
Yeah, it's just going to be so many points on the floor here as these first objectives are getting ready to come on in. No Micro are going to leave the Espeon on the slow road down there. Oni tries to get back to the pad, gets hit from Sableye. They do have to go use the Citrus Berries due to it. Lucario's looking to hunt down Sableye. They've got Invis at the moment while Cerule is just looking to take down the Snorlax. Diving here onto the Dodrio as well as these first objectives are about to spawn on in. Sableye has been caught. No Micro has the advantage in this top side. Galarian Rapidash is looking for the rotate.
We're almost getting caught out there with the Sableye action, but here we've got 2 objectives on the map. Regieleki spawning once again inside the bottom path, which means the normal Regis, Regi Ice, Regi Rock, and Regi Steel. It is a Regi Ice this time. Going to spawn inside that top path. No Micro going to go for the Regi Ice this time, well as Galarian Rapidash going to try and get a score in the back with Dodrio and Blaziken as Snorlax steals the Regi Ice out of nowhere. Takes it away from No Micro, but pays for it as the score's going to rain in from No Micro. EH3 turn their attention to Regieleki bottom.
And they're going to get this as well. Both objectives onto your side of the field is how you give yourself the upper hand in these final few moments. That's a 18 overdunk, sorry, going in from the Blaziken, and that Red Jalecki is now pushing a T2 pad with an entire minute before the springboard is here, Lobo. That's a huge advantage BH3 has just given themselves.
What I'm noticing from BH3 is they like to score early, they like to score often. They are prioritizing Red Jalecki, especially if it turns out in that bottom lane. It's got a little bit more time to travel, but there comes the Revenant Red coming out alongside the Psychic Select. Blaziken gets sent back to the Pokemon Center as Cerule just escapes on an HP and a Dream. Espeon is going to hunt down Sableye with that stored power. It can't go invisible because it's been disrupted. Does not matter. Finally hunts down the little gremlin. But Galarian Rapidash, it might have scored 2, but scoring is exactly what BHC want to do. And now it's going to try and break some ankles and get out of that central area. It is going to get out with a blue buff, no doubt.
Yeah, that's a great effort, because the exact reason why Ickless is here on Espeon is to reduce this speed that these Pokemon are getting. It's to keep Sableye visible. So that's a brilliant effort to get yourself out of everybody attacking you in that central area. But you are right here, buddy. BH3 are constantly looking for these scores. They want to break these paths. They want to give themselves a consistent lead coming into the Groudon. And I think that's how you give yourself the biggest advantage in Pokemon Unite now, because it's not Rayquaza anymore. It's not as easy to score. So having this lead is absolutely massive. And it's going to be huge for them to look to push these first objectives.
Yeah, absolutely. As we've got fights going on all over the scene, we've just entered the halfway point. These teams are just seizing each other out right now. Dojo's going to try and get the drive back in. Galarian Rapidash on a low HP and a Dream as well. Decides to go back in anyway. Telekinesis does pick up Sableye. Sableye does send everybody back home, but the Revenant Red picks up the KO on Cerule, who walks into a push right into the flaming feet of Blaziken, who also gets picked up with a Telekinesis, but it's going to make its way out. And BH3 now want to turn their attention to another Red Jalecki, but Slow Beam is going to take Blaziken out of the equation altogether.
Yeah, no Micro have cottoned onto the plan that BH3 have been trying to pull out here, buddy. Sableye is going to go score in that pad anyway, but the fact that the entirety of BH3 had showed attention to the Red Jalecki rather than that Reggie in the top lane shows they wanted to break that pad. Now this is going to push onto the T1 here, looking for some good KO. Psychic Solaire is going to come on through. No Micro get that to fall on in, but BH3 Esports have defended. Espeon sacrifices themselves to score those points and cut down this lead.
I mean, it was a 40 goal going into that, but it still keeps the base on 18. Lucario is going to try and get a 31 in as well and break that tier 1. It does, and it's going to manage to get itself out, but Blaziken is on the hop, on the hunt. Lucario is going to get out just, but barely managed to break that tier 1. So now, I think this is for the first time, we're seeing BH3 lose both tier 1s before the Groudon even decides.
Yeah, no Micro with a great response yet again. I mean, we saw it in the previous set from Gorilla, but they were dominant right now. Still a very close game and still BH3 in the lead. They just need to not give it up effectively, but look at this from Sableye, mate. This is why you picked this Pokemon, and now you've broken that T2 pad.
The patience shown by Sableye there, but look at also where Dodrio is going. This is a Registeel coming up through. Even though they're taking it at the 2:50 mark, they're going to have it 30 seconds into the Groudon, but it does not matter for BH3 because they're just going to put more points into that home base. Not something you see very often, especially at the 2:30 mark. It's going to be something that we probably will see more often. 30 seconds to go, and I think they're going to look for a fight inside the central area. Sableye is scouting. Hooper is trying to find them, but BH3 are kind of just causing confusion all over the map for no Micros.
It's the difficulty of these Pokemon that are so quick and so hard to catch. They've got 3 of them on the side of BH3. We've got 15 seconds before Groudon is on the field, and still they've got a good position on the side of no Micro. BH3 are still grabbing some experience, buddy. They want to get even more fed coming into this final fight.
I mean, a No Micro just going to rip this on spawn. This isn't Rayquaza once again, but No Micro have just decided to go for the rip on Groudon. They want the buff to try and get the KOs, and it is Lucario that manages to secure. That is the first rip on Groudon that we have seen straight away. Again, the scores can be stopped. Dodrio does manage to duck the Lucario and get a few scores in. No, it doesn't actually get any scores in to that home base once again, but BH3 are still in the top side. Sableye unable to stop. The scores are getting close to 361 to 445. but can No Micro come back if they lose that ground on buff like the Lucario, like the Cerulege just gonna do? They give it right back to Dodrio. BH3 still in the lead.
This is the perfect example of how this is no longer Rayquaza, and that is no longer how Pokemon Unite is decided. Right now, No Micro are having to be so patient. BH3 are in the lead, and realistically, all they have to do now is defend these T2 pads to keep this lead. They seem to be looking to go for some scores. No Micro are trying to be wary about them being there, but the scoring is disruptible. So even with these shields, you've got faster scoring, but you can be stopped right now. It's all about waiting for these final few moments to see who's going to make the approach and who is going to win this game.
And look at where Dodrio is, look at where Rapidash is. Rapidash is completely unabated. If they start to make a move, Dodrio's going to make a move first. Blaziken has found the slow bro. Now the double scores are going to come in. Now all BH3 have to do is survive. The Revenant Rain comes in as well. The scores are going to go into this. They have to decide which one they want to do. But BH3 have scored the other way around. They've continued the 200-point lead. Sableye is the only one to defend this pad. Can No Micro get the extra score in? No, it's still 567 to 645. Rapidash is here, but another 30 goes in, and they've extended it one more time. 703 to 730. Do they have another score in them? Tano, they don't have enough points. 6, 14, 80. It does go in. I think that's No Micro's win.
Where did Slowbro get the 80 dunk from? But I did not see that 40 on them at all. But then we sneak a couple more points in. And, you know, interesting approach from BH3. They try and go and score themselves, and they do sneak it away from the power of Dodrio. 401 points Dodrio has just scored to make sure BH3 win this game.
401 points. What? We just witnessed, I think, a complete shift, right? We saw Groudon get taken early the same way that a Rayquaza would do. Again, but then the patience in that lane. We saw Dodrio topside got completely avoided with Galarian Rapidash went in and scored. And then No Micro, with the assistance of those Groudon shields, were able to break the topside tier 2. And then I think they just ran out of points, Tano. They just didn't have enough points on the map to score.
That's it, mate. There's just not enough change on the field for them to win it, unfortunately. And it was a great response from BH3. You've got two options that you can do at that moment, mate, is send everybody back to defend those T2 pads, use everything that you've got to do so, but they had scoring Pokemon on the field for a reason, and they just let Dodrio and the Galarian Rapidash go and do their thing. Go and score, sneak it in, and that's exactly what they did.
And I think this is the game that I expect to see moving forward in Pokemon Unite. Once they sort out the bans, once they sort out everything else to do with tournament mode, Groudon is not as make it take it as Rayquaza is. As we've said over and over, are the Groudon shields, are the Groudon buffs good? Yes, they provide extra ability when you're pushing onto lane. Do you have to score immediately after you get Groudon? No, you do not. The team that's in the lead can take Groudon and just defend. The team that's behind, they can't just take Groudon and go and be in the lead. It's not that kind of game anymore. And we saw it coming out from BH3. The positioning sense to come through. Rapidash was so patient. And so was Dodrio. I think they saw that they could score and let more in, but they were very close to losing that and sending that to a game 3, Tano.
Yeah, thank God Dodrio went to continue to score rather than, going back to that home pad once the rings were let loose. But we're going to take a quick break, chat, and get another game set up for you. So don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. We will be back very shortly.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
try and get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that. Then he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young, tell me reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on the necklace.
Try and get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that. Then he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young, tell me reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on my necklace.
Games 2-1 to come through, and now this is their first chance in the losers final. losers rounds to go up and go back because the double elimination tournament rules.
I absolutely love that Klaus's friend club. Not only do I love the players on that team, buddy, but their gamer tag is KFC because of the fact that it's Klaus's friend club, and that is literally what they've put their tag as well. I love that. And they are a massive team. So Mia Familia, they went down 2-1 to Klaus's friend club. So they've managed to take them to the wire, buddy. That is, I mean, that team's Gekakami, Toast, Narami, Klaus, Zante. Massive players here, especially from this past UCS season. So Mia Familia have gone up against them. 2-1. Mia Familia, Nia, Gel Gunner, Fizzy, you, and Relly. A very strong team as well. And I'm excited to see these play together. We've been seeing them quite a bit throughout other tournaments here in the European region, buddy. And they're finally getting into their click, getting into their zone here at Mia Familia.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them play. We've seen them be really strong in especially this Fearless Draft. But unfortunately, the Fearless Draft isn't going to come into play when it comes to best of fives. So it's going to be interesting about it. We're just waiting for the game to get set through. I did hear from production that we do have to restart a little bit because, we are, like we said before, there are teething issues when it comes to Groudon and all that kind of stuff. We are playing on the casual mode. But I guess whilst we're waiting for these to come through, do we have anything more to discuss with the new map, my friend? Because we've talked about Groudon, we've talked about Regidrago, we've talked about the new positioning of the Regis coming through, we talked about the Natus coming through, just more experience across the map in general. Now, it hasn't been that long since the new map has come out. I've played it, you've played it, and it seems like a lot of the time, I guess we could talk about we watch competitive players play, but then most people that play this game are so used to just the solo queue casual experience. Everyone is still in that mindset of Rayquaza where they're just ripping the Groudon, whereas Pokemon Unite is now shifting to a much more patiently formatted game alongside an aggressive scoring comp.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And Groudon as well, if you've noticed, it is way easier to rip than Rayquaza is. The HP pool on it doesn't seem as big. It's way easier to rip than Rayquaza ever was. But, I mean, this is your first time casting it, mate. The first time that you've had the opportunity to see other teams compete in a competitive setting on this map. So give me your thoughts. What do you think compared to that Rayquaza map?
I think it's very clear to me, especially just sitting behind the caster's desk, to see how quickly some teams have adapted to the Groudon map as opposed to some other teams. Not saying it's better either way, shape, or form. Groudon is just a different beast entirely. Clearly, it's a different Pokemon completely. However, I don't mind it. I'm actually very much enjoying it because I think you and I have talked about it off camera, off stream, when we're just chatting, how one of the things that you and I didn't really enjoy about Rayquaza is we talked about when Rayquaza first got released, it was a much better objective. The shields weren't as strong, the buffs weren't as strong, and it seemed like we were getting a more competitive side of Pokemon Unite, not a game that just came down to the last 2 minutes, because we always used to say, one, where there's a Ray, there's a way, and then two, you could be winning that game for 8 minutes, but you mess up at Ray and that game is gone. But it seems like Groudon is taking into consideration everything that happens across all 10 minutes of the game as we head on in to our first game, because we got Mia Familia on your orange side, no Micro on your purple side.
That we do, buddy. We're going to see the bans shake out for the first time as well here, but as you can see, each player gets to pick their ban, and the most votes is what goes through. Here, both teams are taking the approach of just having 3 people individually vote for one Pokemon, and that is what you see on the screen. So it's going to be Blissey, Trevenant, Zoroark, Suicune, Ceruledge, and Lucario banned out in this game.
No double ups on bans, which is actually quite interesting, because if you go into that blind pick like you were telling me before, the other teams can't see what the other teams are picking. So a double up might have been, a common occurrence, but so far not yet. Ickless is going to pick up the Leafeon, so strong in that early game. And because this is a best of one, Tano, we will probably see a very meta heavy comp come through, because Fearless Draft is not in effect right now because it is best of one. Fizzy's going to pick up that Hoa, Galnagana going to pick up the Trickster.
Oh, this is interesting already, buddy. No Micro have recognized how strong this Leafeon is, and they get Venusaur. So two of the strongest Pokemon with this new map right now on the side of No Micro. But will it be enough, as Kha'Zix is going to lock in the Snorlax here? But Mia Familia, you've already said, they've got the core of their team with Fizzy and Galnagana locked in there. Yu is going to pick up the Buzzwole. Rally is going to lock in the Talonflame. That is the perfect decision to take on not only that Venusaur, but also that Leafeon.
I'm just seeing that the Venusaur's items have been shifted to double band as well as the drive lens alongside a 4 heal. So we are probably going to see a Petal Dance Venu. Now, for me, I like the Talonflame pick because Oni's also picked up Inteleon. So are we going to see a nuking Brave Bird Talonflame, or are we going to see a Sky High Aerial Assassin come out from the Flame Bird? Champ is going to pick up the Buzzwole that we've seen in every set so far. Alongside Wenrip is going to go with the Eldegoss, probably raising its stonks and its viability in this comp with Eldegoss, and Rapidash going to be picked up by Nyat.
I do think that here the Trick Hooper with the Talonflame might be the smartest way to play it, mate. Of course, we know that rotations are so important on this new map with the objectives being anywhere, but that is a Petal Dance Venusaur, and let me tell you now, one Brave Bird, one Fly from Talonflame is not going to be enough to get a KO onto that Pokemon with that being able to get that health back using that move that they've got, the Giga Drain. So you kind of want to rely on the fact that you can use that portal, throw it onto Talonflame, go and drop that damage, go back, and then go back in to do the double damage, mate. And you also get a percentage of healing of the damage that you dealt, and you get a damage boost in it. So I think that might be the only way that they can realistically take down this raid boss Venu in the late game, mate.
I'm going to come up with an alternate selection because there's no traditional healer on the side of Mia Familia. So Hyperspace Hole could come in clutch alongside that Ho and Buzzwole that are able to reset that damage if Talonflame decides to go with Fly and take that Brave Bird out of commission. You have something that the Inteleon has to watch out for this time round, Tanner. So again, a lot of things coming into play with these comps coming through at the UFC. I guess we'll see which one these guys decide to go with. I mean, especially with the quickness of which these tier 1s are being broken, Hyperspace Hole kind of acts like a double-edged sword right now. You not only have to protect these base with vigor and strength and visibility, but the minute you see that Hooper pull out the Hyperspace Hole, they're going to be gunning to break those pads as quickly as possible.
We have just had confirmation that we're going to have to restart all that, buddy. I think from the Oni pick, it will be changed, which I believe was the Inteleon. So we might not see the Inteleon on the field, but I would strongly suspect the Talonflame is still going to come out because they're still going to have access to that Leafeon and that Venusaur. So we'll see what they decide to shake things up with. But this is a best of one, mate. It is go big or go home time here for both of these teams, and both of them deserve to make it through to that losers final.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once again, we do apologize for the mess up with the resetting of these teams. It's happened quite often. So you know, it is one of those things that is going to be interesting to see. You know, because we are still in customs as well. So we have no idea what kind of bugs are going on with that custom lobby. So we'll see and get that sorted straight away. But Tana, talk to me about who's going to go into that central lane for the side of No Micro, that Leafeon, or is it going to be that Venusaur?
Well, we have been seeing still the Leafeon take that central area so early and then try and get that power spike as early as you possibly can. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that at least for the first rotation. The Bulbasaur isn't the worst in lane. It doesn't have the best secure, but it takes quite a bit to KO it, mate. Of course, with that passive, and usually it's got a focus band on it, so it's not the easiest to take out, and it can drop a considerable amount of damage. It just doesn't have great secure, except for the boosted. So I would throw that in the bottom lane, throw the Leafeon into the central area for at least the first rotation, and then throw that Venusaur in there and get that power spike as quickly as possible. I may have lost you, buddy. I don't know if you can hear me, or maybe you've muted. I can't hear you.
I'm here.
Oh, there we go. You're back.
Here. I was just checking out on my audio settings. I do apologize, my friend, but it is going to be business as usual for both teams, as I do believe Blaziken's going to be locked in instead of the Inteleon.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, the Inteleon was going to struggle anyway against that Talonflame, but now they've got Secure online. Because, of course, if you're going for a Pedal Dance Venu, buddy, you lose the Secure of the Bimusaur. So you're going to pick up Oni with the Blaziken for that. And Niat is going to rotate onto the Mewtwo Y. Finally, we get to see some Mewtwo action. Mewtwo Y is going to be locked in here. Is that an EXP share I see on it? Of course, Niat's going to throw EXP share on it, bro.
I mean, we've already got an EXP share on Hooper and Philly as well, so that EXP share is going to get moved off very quickly. But we are seeing for the first time that Mega Mewtwo Y Knight. Mewtwo Y Knight? I don't know what that held item is. A Mega Mewtwo Y Knight, right? No, Mewtwo Knight.
Mewtwo Knight?
Mewtwo Knight Y. Alongside, it's going to take up that held item spot. We talked about this last week, so now we do have the option to see 2 Mewtwo's on the field. I have actually witnessed this. Getting double infinite Cyburn at the same time, one after the other, is not fun at all. But all eyes are going to be on Mia Familia right now. How are they going to stop the raid boss that is a Venusaur with a dedicated healer that's going to be their Eldegoss and a secure tool inside of that overheat with Blaziken? But also, let's not forget, they have the stun and they have the delete button with Snorlax, and the delete button comes with that Emerald 2-step.
Yeah, that it does. It's going to be an interesting game, buddy. Of course, Fizzy is there on the Ho-Oh, so it's not going to be easy to take them down. And I can imagine that Venusaur is going to be spending quite a bit of their time trying to do exactly that. So here we go. We're kicking it off, buddy. This is the losers round, so it is a best of one. No Micro are on your purple side. Mia Familia here on your orange side.
Leafeon is going to head into that central lane for the side of No Micro. Talonflame is going to try and heat things up inside the central lane for Mia Familia, just like you can heat things up with the amazing instructions and cooking recipes that you get from HelloFresh, our UFC sponsor. Get your 10 meals as well as a free add-ons with HelloFresh and cook the same way that Talonflame cooks with fire on Thea Sky Ruins.
Fantastic, buddy, as Buzzwole looks to cook here in the bottom lane as well, looking to see if they can find the Torchic. They have to go on the retreat at the moment because Ickless is trying to chase them down. Can they get you in time before they find Torchic? They get back to the Flux Zone and you finds the KO.
I mean, he's so red there. He's wanting that KO, but on the side of Mia Familia, they've scored 37 points in quick succession. Talonflame gonna try and get those stacks, and this is exactly what No Micro did not want to see, is that lane with the Bulbasaur getting stopped up quickly, because that Bulbasaur still level 4, even with that EXP shell on the bottom side. No Micro is putting the pressure on Mia Familia.
Yeah, they're going to continue to score into this pad here, buddy, as they try and catch up the lead that Mia Familia have managed to give themselves, but they're going to take the KOs from the side of No Micro here and push back on themselves. We've got 27 seconds before Regidrago is here, and No Micro have opened up the door for Mia Familia to get back in this.
We did see as well, Hooper was running the hyperspace hold, which means we're going to get some heals. So even if that raid boss does get fully online, does the Venusaur, as Hooper does manage to steal away that farm a little bit, Mewtwo Y going to go for a little bit of window shopping with that buff. It's going to go to the side of Fizzy on that Ho, and Leafeon's going to try and put some damage as well. The Flamethrower has such good healing, and this is why they went for that hyperspace hold, Tano, because the reset ability is so strong right now, especially up against the raid boss.
Talonflame's going to take the Regidrago here. Mia Familia were looking for that experience, and they find it at the moment, though. Level 7 on the side of the Leafeon, managing to keep up the lead, although Talonflame managing to be slightly ahead right now. In the fight of who gets their Unite moves first, it's going to be between Ickless and this Talonflame as they find the KO onto Hooper, looking to see if they can find Fizzy as well, but a huge HP pool is going to prevent that from being taken down.
I mean, Buzzwall level 7 is a big problem for Leafeon, because once that big buff bug gets its hands on you, it is going to send you back to no Talonflame, taken to the skies, opting for the sky high aerial assassin build, looking for that Venusaur. But the raid boss is here. The evolution is online, but is it a raid boss just yet? That heavy slam is going to make sure that Venusaur cannot go forward, but it's just going to put the damage down. And there's the Mega Mewtwo wide. It's got the damage boost. There goes the Emerald 2-step. Venusaur manages to take out the Ho. Everyone's going to be reset. Flame Sweep from downtown does eliminate a lot of the HP, and Venusaur gets felled by the Mega Mewtwo wide.
That's the power of teaming up as a team to find the Venusaur. Talonflame showing themselves to be a threat here for no micro. Rally putting on the pressure, and so is you as they go in with a small slam, looking to see if they can execute the Blaziken here, but they're just zoning them out while the rip comes through on the red Ice, and that's going to be found by Nia, and they get the assistance from the Talonflame as well. Mia Familiar dominating the early stages of this game so far, with the Regieleki looks like it's going to be uncontested and taken by Leafeon.
I mean, you don't know that just yet. I mean, yes, now you do. As Regieleki does walk in, I thought Mewtwo Y might have gone in for a secure, but Talonflame going to take to the skies to pick up a KO. That base is on 6. Talonflame has to have a fly ready. It does manage to get out, but it is being hunted. Decides to try and break some ankles. Rally, what are you doing? It does. No!
Verdant Anger's going to be used to try and KO them, Lobo, but they get away. That was a legal ankle breaking that we've just seen from Relly there, as the Snorlax is going to try and wall out the rest of Mia Familia and get those KOs. With the Raid Venu boss coming on in, they've hit level 9, but they've used Verdant Anger. They can't use it to push this pad now, and the fly comes through. Relly makes the wise decision to actually use it to get out that time.
I don't know if Verdant Anger was the best use there to try and take down a Talonflame, because they could have used it to push onto that pad. The Ho-Oh with the flamethrower was just dealing out too much damage. Nice little trick coming out from Hooper as well. The hyperspace holes working brilliantly to keep the side of Mia Familia in this fight against the raid boss. Relly finds Venusaur in the bush there as well and backs off straight away without the rest of his team. The core 3 of Mia Familia, this Hooper, Ho-Oh, and Talonflame, are keeping the rest occupied, whilst the other 2 in that top side are going to try and get some scores in.
And that is when you know you have a team you can rely on, buddy, when you're just going to let them do what they want in the top side whilst the rest of you holds up down in this bottom lane. Difficulty is, Blaziken is not easy to handle as they try and see if they can get the KO here before they try and score those points. They're going to get themselves down the Flux Zone, takes the Citrus Berry, Focus Blast wasn't enough, and that 40 dunk is going to come through.
Unfortunately, oh my god! Another Magician's trick pulled out of nowhere. Hooper calls roll. The Emerald 2-step gets completely dodged, but it might go sideways for the side of Mia Familia. Really slow. Hooper trying to get their way back. Buzzwall sends Venusaur into a punch. He gets dodged. The Infinite Cyberm does come through to stop no micro push coming down. Really takes to the sky once again, trying to find a KO, but Eldegoss picks up a KO this time. Sends Relly back to the Pokemon Center. Mia Familia turn their attention to the Regieleki, whilst Fizzy keeps them all occupied.
No Micro have taken that top Reggie as well, buddy, and they take this for free, managing to steal it away from Buzzwall as they look to find you. Putting up one heck of a fight, though, and it is going to be Mewtwo Y that manages to find the KO onto the side of the Venusaur. Niat's looking for the Snorlax here as well. Got to watch out, though, because that Regieleki is going to cause a decent amount of damage. Gets into the Hooper portal. Blaziken locking in the Regidrago for no Micro. They have got themselves into this game, Lobo. We have a ball game on our hands.
Yeah, with 2 tier 1s being destroyed on that top side. Relly comes in quickly and breaks that tier 1 on the bottom side as well. Does get caught. It's going to flame sweep his way back to home pad to safety. The positioning sense coming out from Mia Familia right now has been very, very good. And just like that, Tano, time has ticked away because we're about to head into final stretch.
Minute before Groudon takes to Faya Sky Ruins. Why it's still called Faya Sky Ruins with a Groudon, we will never know, buddy. But Mia Familia have snuck themselves into the lead at the moment. But it is anyone's game right now. Any back cap could come through. Mia Familia still have a T1 pad up, which means they have no choice but to defend that against these back caps.
Yeah, look, with 45 seconds on the clock, there is less than 9 points. Well, no, exactly 9 points between these two teams. Venusaur could get found out here. Really took to the skies. I thought he was going to try and come down onto the Venusaur, but Venusaur trying to get healed up, being protected by their entire team. We did say it was a raid boss. Mewtwo trying to build up that Mega Gauge to get access to that Mega Mewtwo. 21 seconds to go, and the Hooper portals are proving to be a absolute spot-on perfect choice for Mia Familia.
Yeah, that healing can be uncontested at this moment, but the Eldegoss is a fantastic support, but it's not going to provide the healing that these portals can on the side of Mia Familia. Groudon is on the field. This game is so close. We don't need to say the saying that when there's a Groudon, the game is on. It's all about who can approach and get these scores in quickly enough or take the team fight. Rally sat in this top bush, but they've spotted him. Oni trying to go on in with a focus blast. We've got Venusaur making the approach as well. They do manage to get on out, but Leafeon looks like they're trying to hunt them down. At the moment, Portal is in. That's going to save Rally as Fizzy backs on up as well.
Fizzy had to pop that X speed as well. The overheat does just manage to tickle the Buzzwole. They try to get the Venusaur. Verdant Anger almost in shotgun mode, misses everything once again. The Hooper Ball is not going to be able to save Buzzwole that time as Mia Familia go down by one. A beautiful block by like the Telpo has to come out alongside the Infinite Cyber with the rings unbound. Flame Sweep sends them off our screen and off to Nerf Joy as Relly also makes a great escape and picking up a KO streak of 2 on the Blaziken and Venusaur as well. Rekindling Flame is going to bring Hooper back to keep access to those Hooper portals. And now both teams know it's a close battle with 50 seconds left on the clock.
Now they've got to decide, do they defend the pads? Do they go for the second team fight? No, Micro look to be looking to defend these pads at the moment or make an approach onto the T1 that Mia Familia has in that lane. Relly trying to see if they can do the same in the top side, but no, they come down to the Groudon pit now. They've got some damage going on to the Groudon at the moment. Fly is going to be used to get Relly back into that portal and back home. Fizzy trying to hold them up in the central area for no Micro. They've been KO'd. The 50 dunk is going to go on into the T2 on the side of Mia Familia. Ickless has got no Micro in the lead, but look what they're trying to do on the side of Mia Familia. Unable to get Hooper in. 50 seconds left, trying to go for the rip here, but it's not the state of Rayquaza, and the scoring isn't instant. It is taken by Talonflame. Hooper looks to try and stick the 50 in, but they're unable to score it, buddy, and that is the state of Fire Sky Ruins with Groudon on it. You cannot be guaranteed a score from that.
Absolutely not. Ickless did a fantastic job to sneak away from that Rayquaza. Sorry, I said it again. From the Groudon pit, from that central area fight. There said there were 6 points in that. I believe 6 points in that game between the two teams as we were heading on into that Groudon pit. Mia Familia looked like they had control. I thought Relly was going to go for a cap on the bottom side, but they were found by Eldegoss too early or spotted, so they weren't able to get their full pockets in. No Micro are going to go through in this best of one.
Oh, it's a shame, but it was an impressive showing by both teams. Mia Familia, I thought they had that Groudon fight, but Ickless manages to sneak it away for their team. Not only goes and scores the Hundo Burger they were looking for, but also goes down to that T2 pad to stop Galnagunner from being able to get the score in, because they found the Groudon, buddy, so they had the quicker scoring, and it was going to be an 80 dunk into that pad from Galnagunner, but Ickless was there to stop it, and of course, the amount of damage that the Leafeon can drop, it's not easy to score against it.
Look, this is why sometimes you can probably just let the other team take a Groudon and you can go and score and then defend your pad. Again, against the buffs that Groudon possessed, look at how close that was. I believe Mia Familia were in the lead for majority of that fight, except around that 6-minute mark where it was tied. They were neck and neck until the very last minutes of that game, until that Leafeon got the 100 dunk in. I also believe Venusaur got a dunk in towards the end as well. We did see them on that tier 1 as it got broke as well. But that is our final game of the stream for Unite Fight Club for the open qualifiers. The first time round that we're doing this for the Unite Fight Club, a bracket style tournament. We had 10 teams sign up, and they're going through this bracket style double elimination tournament. So we watched BH3 stomp through the winner's side. We have seen no Micro come through and try and get their comeback against BH3, sending Mia Familia out of the tournament. But we will continue with these matches on Thursday, which I'm super excited for, buddy. The Unite Fight Club is continuously evolving, continuously improving. You know, the website is up. Please go check it out. Go check out some of these players. Go check out the profiles. Go check out absolutely everything on there. All of that information is up there. Anything that you would like to say before we head off, my dear friend?
No, I mean, we are going to raid on out to somebody special here, chat. So we want to make sure that you spread the love. One of the people that we're going to raid out to, they have absolutely no idea, but they're actually one of the esports interns here at INGAGE GG. And all of this that we put on would not be possible without the incredible people behind the scenes. And these interns are 100% one of them. They have just graduated from the University of Greenwich. So let's go and show them the love. Everybody, congratulate them for graduating, and let's just go show them the love as they try and stream at the moment and spread that Pokemon Unite love across the field. So a huge shout out to them, a huge shout out to you being here yet again, bro, and a huge shout out to all of our viewers that have been tuning in for this entire session.
Thank you to the players. Thank you to the players. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to you, Tano. Thank you to Zen behind the scenes. Thank you to our wonderful production. Thank you to our observer, Bina. Thank you to the players, everybody involved in the Unite Fight Club. My name is Lobo. That is Tano. We'll see you guys shortly in 2 very, very long days, but don't worry, we got so much more Unite for you to absorb into your lovely little eyeballs. See you soon. Bye.